underway here in the centre of Riverside Park. Up we go, and we're underway in the Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final, and the Calivil ruckman there in Sean Larry wins the tap down, and Calivil up to half forward there. Lee Hoare missed an opportunity, might have wanted to take, and Pyramid Hill arrived back in numbers, trying to get his hand on the footy. Scott Mann over in the footy. Good contest, fierce contest. Is a big fella there. Ori Mann picks the footy up, tries to get it forward here. Pyramid Hill working hard across half back, linking up with hand passes. Getting stripped of the footy there was Luke Couchy. Free kick for dropping the ball, and the umpires paid it to Calivil. It's in the hands of Lloyd Maxted.
So Maxted goes to centre half forward now, but chopping off with a nice mark back there was Rawnsley. Rawnsley goes back by hand, wasn't a good one. He's got himself in a bit of trouble, but he gets out of it nicely. Goes to the left half back flank now. Not a good kick, through hands. Eventually swooping on was Couchy. He's looks like he's got a free kick.
Over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder, too high. So just looking to settle now, the Bulldogs. Run off half back provided by Fawcett. Fawcett goes by hand in the direction of Orford. Orford in turn back to Rawnsley. To the centre wing, outer side of the ground. Player on his own there is Wills. His kick is partially smothered though. Goes towards a boundary line. James goes in hard. He goes high and up and under. And eventually the ball goes over the boundary line. Out of play between centre wing and the right half forward flank.
He's a hard unit, Brad Allen, and Gavin James just found that one out, that's for sure.
Umpire sends it back into play, and geez, I tell you what, Pyramid Hill jumped up very high, tried to smash it forward, but at ground level, it's all the Demons. A high kick to half forward. In best position, Lee Hoare. Couldn't get to the contest fully, though. He drops opportunistically for a teammate there to pick it up. They just get around onto the right foot. Inside 40 go Calivil. Nice little push out there. They're on here as it Matthew Smith runs onto the footy. In fact, it's not Smith, it is Nick Ballick. Screws it around the corner but misses. One behind only. And the first score of the day is Calivil's. They're one behind. Pyramid Hill yet to score on the Symes Motors scoreboard.
And they bring it in, the Bulldogs, and they've got a loose player in Rawnsley. So he takes the mark. He's been busy early as the Bulldogs defender. Looks further afield. Goes into the centre of the ground. It's a 2-on-1. Getting his hands to it, but not being able to take the mark was Thatcher at ground level. They go in hard. Free kick. It's going the Bulldogs' way. Is it Thatcher who receive it, or was it... No, it wasn't Thatcher, so taking it now. The Park. There's a loose man on centre wing in James. Gavin James goes to the left half forward flank. They're running of the Bulldogs early. Handball inboard in the direction of Couchy. Couchy goes to the top of the square. It's a 1-on-3. Big job at task. Free kick. And Calivil will get out of trouble here. And the free kick will be going to Bradley Allen. And he'll look to clear for the Demons.
Look, Couchy's had plenty of the ball early. He would have had it 3 or 4 times.
He has, mate. He's a very good on-ball Couchy. He'll run all day, and he's only a little bloke, but he's nice and hard and in and under. That's what you need.
Calivil look to bring it out, but out there is Wills for Pyramid Hill. Just knocks it down to the front of the contest. Pyramid Hill, little kick off the deck inside. What can they get? Oh, they come hard both ways. Great commitment. A player down from each side. Pyramid Hill have the footy. They just kick it forward. It'll go out of bounds. Now those two players...
Brad Allen it is for Calivil. He just come out and
Ori Mann. I think the big ruckman for the Doggies.
It's the big ruckman, is it?
Ori Mann.
So both players are down. They are down on the ground. Meanwhile, the ball's come back into play. Right forward pocket, up the end of Pyramid Hill. Coming out of the pack and spinning out. Hang on, they've called it back here. It's a free kick from the
They've got to stop the game.
They've got to stop the game. What are the umpires doing?
The boundary throw-in shouldn't have even taken place. No. 2 players in the hands of trainers, 15 metres away.
For the double stretcher.
And they're both calling for the stretcher. Both men have not moved since that hit by Brad Allen.
Actually, someone ran out of the crowd over to Ori Mann just to roll him over on his side. Yep. So there's no movement there from both players whatsoever.
And Gavin James pleaded with the field umpire not to throw the ball in, saying, look, these guys are in trouble. And they went ahead and instructed the boundary umpire to resume play. So got to be a bit smarter than that, the umpires.
They do, unfortunately. Look, it's not good. You don't like to see any players go down, and especially the situation they've gone down at the moment. But both players still aren't moving whatsoever at the moment. And Ori Mann was a little bit suspect coming in today's game as well. I didn't think he was actually going to play, but he's out there, and I don't think he'll take much further in the game.
That's a big hit. That's one of the biggest hits you'll see in country footy. We're at the 4.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Calivil have kicked 1 point. Pyramid Hill yet to score. They have a free kick 20 metres out directly in front of goal, but we've got 2 players down in the hands of trainers, as we said. We've got Brad Allen, who initiated the contact for Calivil. He's down and for Pyramid Hill. It's Ori Mann, the big ruckman, who's down as well, so we believe, in that forward pocket right underneath the scoreboard. So it's what a big start to the Loddon Valley Grand Final for 2008.
This is what Grand Finals are all about. Brad Allen's come flying out of that back pocket, and I don't know whether he's lined Ori Mann up or not, but look, she was a hard contest. Both blokes were running 100 miles an hour, and something's going to happen once that does occur.
Torps, for someone who knows at the league, who does this affect most? Big Ori man, big ruckman for the Doggies, or a key defender for Calivil?
Look, it's Calivil they've always relied on their key defenders, and Brad Allen is a very experienced footballer that's been out in this league for a lot of their grand finals. I think Pyramid will cover Ori man a lot easier than what Calivil will with Brad Allen.
Brad's younger brother Mark has just played in a reserves grand final for Calivil just earlier. That's been ran and won. The two players still have not moved. There's been no sign of either of them getting up. This looks very serious over in that pocket, and we hope that it's not as bad as it looks, but at this stage both stretchers are out on the ground. There's a team of probably about 20 people, officials from both sides, and trainers have ran onto the ground. They're about 5 metres out from the boundary line, right underneath the scoreboard here at Riverside Park in Newbridge. We're about 3 minutes in to the first Loddon Valley Football League 2008 Grand Final. We're now at the 6.5 minute mark, so they've been down for 3 minutes. Neither player has got to their feet, neither are on a stretcher. Both teams have huddled at centre half forward for Pyramid Hill, and at the end of once this is cleared, there will be a free kick shot on goal for Pyramid Hill. So what drama to start the Loddon Valley Footy League Grand Final.
Unbelievable. And look, as I've started, this is what grand finals are about. You've got two sides, one that's going for 6 and one's trying to win a flag, the first one in 58 years. So you've got two sides and two blokes going 110% at the football. And look, it's nothing dirty or anything that's happening in this. It's just two blokes going hard at the footy. And look, both sides can get a little bit of inspiration out of this, I feel, with both players down at the moment.
Yeah, and look, they're going to take every precaution, obviously, with injuries like that. You don't know if you're dealing with neck injuries or just concussions. So every precaution will be taken. We're going to have a bit of a delay here until we get it back underway. But we will get updates on the two gentlemen involved for our listeners at half time, possibly in the broadcast today. Just having a bit of a look at other results earlier today. So far in the Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final day out here at Riverside Park, Newbridge. In the under-17s, Bridgewater and Morong. In fact, I'm looking at the wrong day's games here. I'll try this one. No, won't try that either.
So Bridgewater beat Newbridge in the under-17. So the Meme Machine have got a premiership back there, and Trav has the score right now.
I do. I've gone to the right week's page here, and under-17 grand final, Newbridge took on Bridgewater. Bridgewater 9-5-59.
Yeah, just before you go on, we've just seen an official here. It looks like for Pyramid Hill that's ran out a neck brace, but he's been waved away. So he's just standing at centre half forward, not quite getting there, so that would suggest possibly that head or neck is involved, and if it
looks like Brad Allen is being carried off the ground now on the stretcher, and Ori man, they haven't still actually moved him and put him on the stretcher as yet. So look, it's good sign to see Brad finally coming off the ground, but Ori man, there is still some serious concern there with him not being moved at the moment whatsoever.
Yeah, it's look, there are plenty of players around, plenty of officials around there lending their assistance, and let's hope both men are okay after that heavy collision there. Such a heavy collision early in the game. Both teams trying to assert their ascendancy. Nothing sus, just good hard at it football, and two men are not going to take any further part in this game. The under-17 score, Bridgewater 9-5-59, Premiers over Newbridge 6-4-40, whilst in the reserves just a short time ago, Calivil 18-13-61 defeated Pyramid Hill 3-5-23, whilst on the netball courts, the 15 and under saw Pyramid Hill 43 defeat YCW 33. Under 17s was Newbridge 29-26 over Midiamo. B grade was YCW in a thriller over Newbridge 29-28, and the C grade, Inglewood defeated Midiamo. Will endeavour to get a final score from that game.
So Brad Allen come off on the stretcher, as you've seen. Looks like he was kind of holding his ribs or something there, Torps, or not?
Yeah, he was holding something definitely there in his upper body. So looking, there wasn't a great deal of movement there. So I'd say he's not long either. He's still out to it, I've just heard. So he hasn't actually moved. He's still out to it, and it'll just be the way they've placed his arms across his chest while they put him on the stretcher.
And coming on to replace him is Jade Climo, who started on the interchange for Calivil. As we said, if you've just joined us here on Fresh FM Active Footy 2008 Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final day, it's had a earthquake in the first 3 minutes. Brad Allen coming out from half back has absolutely cleaned up Ori Man, and both players were down and they've both been stretchered off. Brad Allen's come off. Ori Man is just about to come off the ground as we speak. They were down for a number of minutes. We're now at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter, so it's been 7 minutes taken out of this game, and there will be a resulting free kick. So just unbelievable stuff to start this year's grand final.
Just received information that it was a serious head clash, so Brad Allen has got a massive bump on the side of his head, so two players going 110% at it and having a head clash, it's not a good thing that you'd like to see in any kind of football.
Yeah, no, it's not, and we wish both players all the best. Obviously, Bradley's mum, Shelley, is one of the training staff on Calivil as well, so he'll be in good hands. But we do wish both players all the best. We don't like to see this in football. And Ori Man has just come off the ground now as we speak. So the ball is at centre-half forward for the Pyramid Hill side. They've got a free kick from the resulting boundary throwing. Believe it or not, the boundary throwing still occurred. So we're at the 11-minute mark. So we lost 8 minutes in that altercation. But a free kick 30 metres out directly in front, just off target for Pyramid Hill. And the player kicking there was Scott Mann, and he's pushed it through for one behind. So we're tied up. It's 1 point apiece in the 2008 Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final. 11 minutes gone, first term.
Just on that, when Ori Man was carried off the ground, he was bleeding from the nose, and it looked like Ori Man was still out of it too, so he was still concussed as he was being brought off the ground.
Long time, isn't it? As Stephen Blake brings the footy back in for the Demons, goes long and direct up to half back there. Umpires pick one out. Free kick. Umpire's now called advantage, has he? And now there's no advantage there. No, he blew the whistle called play on. So we're going to have a ball up across half forward for Pyramid Hill. And, well, just things need to simmer down here now, and we'll get back into our groove. Umpire's going to ball it up 60 metres from Pyramid Hill's goal. Good work there by Pyramid Hill to knock it down to the resultant teammate there in Gavin James. Couldn't get the foot to the ball though, and it's still loitering around half forward for Pyramid Hill. It's tight as you would expect early doors in the grand final. We're going to have a secondary ball up across half forward for Pyramid Hill.
Interesting to see just at this little scuffle here. Pyramid Hill got 3 players off the ball. They don't want to get into this pack-tight football. They got 3 players off the ball waiting for it to spill out.
They'll provide a lot of their drive. They'll flick it out to those players. They'll know they're there, and that's where they'll get their run from.
We're on the right half forward flank for Pyramid, but it's Greaves who takes it away for Calivil. Not a good kick. Mark's chopped off by James of the Bulldogs. He will push the Bulldogs back inside 450. Kick partially smothered. James goes again off the ground. Goes to centre half forward. Chopped off in defence by the Demons in Richardson. Heath Richardson goes to the outer side. Centre wing. Does a little bit of great work at ground level, does the Demons player. They hug the boundary line. They work it up to the left half forward flank. It's a one-on-one. Getting back there and getting wrapped up was Rawnsley. He was tackled fiercely. The umpire comes in and will bounce it about a kick and a half out from the Calivil goal. We're 1 point apiece. We've been playing 13 minutes in the first term, minus about 8 because of that little altercation earlier.
Absolutely. Great tackle from Lloyd Maxted there. Not enough Maxteds and Demios in this side. Only 2 Maxteds and 1 Demio. Umpire balls it back up across half forward. Kick is marked on the wing there by Sean Lowry for Calivil though. Quick kick up to half forward. Can't hit a teammate though. In best position at the back there though, Andrew Fremantle, the coach, runs onto it. Kick inside 50. Balak on the lead and coming down. Evan Rels floats in, takes a mark, plays on. Probably shouldn't have wrapped up, and he's gone. And Pyramid Hill play on quickly through Wills. He kicks it up to half back. He's got Couchy on the lead. He marks, plays on quickly. They're up to the wing here, Pyramid Hill. Good use of the footy. Quick transfer of play. They've got it up towards Tom White. He's lost the footy. Got a teammate there in support, but they've coughed it up. Bit of toing and froing across half forward near the boundary line for the Dogs. Looks like we're looking for a ball up. Umpire is circling. Now he's going to come in. He'll ball it up 60 metres from Pyramid Hill's goal.
Torps, Brad Fawcett there. What a tackle. Saved the goal.
Oh, look, mate, he's a quick player, and look, if he's got an instinct that he can grab someone, he'll grab it, and he did that.
Ball punch forward by Lowry. Calivil away here, right half forward flank in the Andrew Fremantle direction, and he just fists it over the boundary line out of play. So the man minding him will be Troy McLaughlin today. Just had the better body position of him then and forced the Calivil coach to fist it over the line. So ball spinning back into play. Right half forward flank of Calivil. Pyramid Hill player taken very high there. No free kick, says the umpire. Spills in the direction of Mann. He can't quite pick it up. They throw their bodies in. Calivil got plenty of numbers. Fighting in there hard was Demio. He's just fisted it back and it spills in the direction of Richardson. This is Glenn Richardson. Goes into the centre of the ground. Not a good kick. Play there to chop it off. There is James. Oh, great bit of work by Greaves. He does well. Dispossesses James. Goes to centre half forward. The man there is Maxted. He can't quite take the mark though, but the Demons have got a chance as it spills to centre half forward. A fast kick to the top of the square, but not a good one. It rolls over the goal line and through for one behind. So Calivil, they move on to 2 behinds. Pyramid Hill just the 1 point. We've been playing 15 minutes Fresh FM active football.
Pyramid Hill now will bring it back into play. Not much happening for them at the minute. He's calling the troops. He's going to come to this side, goes in short. That pass is okay. James takes mark in the back pocket, little 1-2, back over to his kicker by hand, and another hand pass links up here with Troy McLaughlin across half back. He just chips it inboard there, got a 1-on-1 in the middle of the ground, tries to spot up Alford beaten to the punch nicely there by Matthew Smith. Inside 50 they go again, and on the end of this Lloyd Maxted takes a mark 40 from home. Looks up, sees Nick Ballack one out in the square. Now he presents, draws the players out of the square. They go high, big fly back there, couldn't get the handle on it, Lee Hall, and it just tumbles through for another behind. Calivil 3 behinds, Pyramid Hill the 1. We've played now 15 and a half minutes. Eagle Hawk removal.
They play on quickly to the Bulldogs. They've turned it over here. Flying shot on goal by Ballack. He's got the first of the grand final. Nicholas Ballack pounces on a Bulldogs mistake, and Calivil United draw first blood. We're at the 16-minute mark of the first term. Calivil United, they move on to 1 goal, 3-9. Pyramid Hill, 1 behind, 1 point. That is on the Gas and Cool scoreboard.
You can see Pyramid Hill intention to play on quick. With that point coming in so quick, all I wanted to do is really move it quickly. A quick kick was intercepted by the Calivil player, and the big Ballack, big full forward, doesn't miss too many of them.
No, they're falling down at centre forward a little bit, Pyramid Hill. They're providing that run from half back, but they just can't penetrate deep into their forward line at the moment.
So back in the centre of the ground. And the ruck contest is going to be White against Doolan this time, and White wins it down for Pyramid Hill. At ground level though, Glenn Richardson looks to run onto it for Calivil, picks it up, feeds out a hand pass quickly to Bradley Allen. High ball inside 50 to Lloyd Maxted. Clean bowls him, it wasn't Bradley Allen. And it clean bowls Lloyd Maxted though, bounces just at his feet, gets about 20 or 30 metres past him and rolls out of bounds, 40 metres around from Calivil's goal again.
So the Demons are on the board. 1 goal, 3 to 1 behind. 17 minutes gone, first term, Fresh FM Active Football, 2008 LVFL Grand Final. Spills in the direction of James for Pyramid Hill. He goes over towards McLaughlin. He did a bit of good work in there. Eventually spills the handball out. They've done well in defence of the Bulldogs. They've got runners on. James, he's had a lot of it in this grand final already. Goes to centre wing. Good fist over the back there by Thatcher. But it's all Calivil in defence. Back there onto it is Heath Richardson. He goes by hand in the Doolan direction. Wasn't a great handball though. Richardson goes in again. Goes over by hand to Ralphs. Ralphs goes to the right half forward flank, 2-on-1. Andrew Freeman looked like he was being held. No free kick, said the umpire. Running onto its Haw. He's just outside the 50-metre arc. Goes to the top of the square. Not a great kick though. Bulldogs back there in defence. There'll be a free kick. Holding, and just a little bit of how you do that, and the Bulldogs will take it out of defence in the hands of Gillett.
Gillett goes high to half back there, got the free kick for illegal holding by Ballack. Kicks not too great. Rory Doolan does good work for Calivil there, just lost control of it close to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in, still about 55-60 metres around from Calivil's goal. So the boundary umpire reloads out there, making good position. White in the ruck contest gets it knocked down to the front of the contest. But Calivil again, they got the numbers around the footy when it hits the deck. Hand pass couldn't hit up Ross Maxted. Good enough to keep working though. Comes out here to Glenn Richardson, feeds a hand pass inboard. Shot towards goal from Calivil's high. It's long, it's not a bad kick either. He's got it. It's come from Ross Maxted, was it? And they've got 2. They are 2 goals for Calivil, leading Pyramid Hill just the 1 behind. We've played 18 and a half minutes, Symes Motor scoreboard.
Pyramid will have to really keep an eye on Calivil's on-ballers and half-back flankers. They can kick down, can push down and kick goals for Calivil United, and they're showing that at the moment. Their on-ballers, Pyramid on-ballers, are going to be a lot more tight around the crunches at the moment.
Yeah, Lloyd and Ross Maxted, they're causing a bit of havoc across half-forward too, Torps. They're on top here early. Calivil, 2-3, plays 1 behind, 19 minutes gone in this first term. It's been a big start. 2 plays stretch it off. 1 each from Pyramid Hill and Calivil. So a big head clash. Back in the centre of the ground. Doolan wins it down. Calivil going to go forward once again through Ross Maxted. Goes inside forward, 50. Big mark taken by Haw. And he'll go back and have a ping at him from about 40 out directly in front.
Too big.
We had the same issue last year playing against Calivil in the grand final. Rossi Maxted, he's an experienced footballer. He's just sharking that ball out of the middle at the moment. He's a tough in and under footballer, and look, Pyramid need to man him up, otherwise he'll do this all day and he'll tear them apart just by himself at the moment.
Well, Haw's going to have a shot at goal now. This is danger signs for Pyramid very early in this game. They have not looked like it at this stage, just the 1 point beside their name, and the lead could be out to over 3 goals. In comes Haw. It's not a good kick though. He's just off target and through for 1 behind. So 2 goals for 16 Calivil. Pyramid Hill just the one behind. We've been playing 20 minutes first term, Loddon Valley Footy League 2008 Grand Final.
So Shane Gilchrist, the coach, is going to take the kicking now and just try and settle the troops. Lead by example after that little muck-up, bring it in last time. Goes high to half-back. Kick no good, though. Chopped off again. They're just breaking down in all parts of the ground at the minute. Calivil got the footy 50 metres out there, and they'll pump it in again. High kick. It's a very, very long kick, but it's off target. Has it missed everything? It has. Out of bounds on the full.
He's kicked at 85 metres if that's a 50-metre line that we talked about before.
I can kick 50 out at Newbridge, so it's not the true 50-metre line. I'll give you the red on tip.
Calivil have kicked 2 goals for, another one out on the full there, and they've had a couple other shots that haven't made the distance. They've had nearly 10 shots at goal so far in this game.
Yeah, not capitalising on it either at all at the moment. It could be 4 or 5 goals up at the moment, Calivil United.
Quick kick to the right half forward flank for Pyramid Hill, and Fawcett comes out and takes the mark for the Bulldogs. So they've just got to settle here a little bit to Pyramid Hill. And they look up further afield. Good checking by the Demons. Not a lot of loose men around. He just goes high and long to centre wing. There's a big pack fly, not being arced. Manly hits the ground and goes over the boundary line out of play. So we're about 70 metres around from the Calivil goal. Doolan's in the ruck. He goes up against White. Doolan wins it down. Coming through was Orford. He just handballs out, but to no one in particular. Calivil turn it over, goes to left half forward flank, and the mark is chopped off by Fawcett in defence for the Bulldogs.
Fawcett's got the footy, hand pass over the top's okay. His team to run onto this, and they'll be away here, Pyramid Hill, into the centre of Riverside Park, and a good pass too. They're using the footy now, and it's just starting to break for them. They're on here, they've got Wills running on. If they go that way, they don't. They hold it up in the centre of the park. Now they'll go to Wills. They'll use him in a beautifully weighted pass. Gee, that was a good kick. Might have come from...
Gilchrist.
Was it
Mullins, that one?
Mullins, and he plays on quickly here. Lead presented. They couldn't win the footy. There's a chance here for Couchy. Can he get on the end of it? He can't. Calivil's defence standing up strongly. Little hit out there comes into the hands now of Gavin James. He's set upon, buys himself some space. Kick towards goal, has hit the left goal post for a behind. Pyramid Hill 2 behinds, trail Calivil 2-4-16. 22 and a half minutes played. Rural Finance scoreboard, keeping in mind this is going to be a very long quarter.
Good play there by Pyramid Hill. They just opened it up at the half-forward line, moved the ball quickly. Good use of the footy too by Dan Mullins.
Tell you what, young Gavin James, geez, he's not afraid of the big stage. Can play that kid.
Yeah, it goes all right. Sleeky skills too on him. He's a very talented footballer.
Yeah, short pass by Calivil. They eventually work it up in the direction of Smith. Smith goes by hand to left half-back flank. Richardson goes to centre wing. Taking mark was Greaves. Just slightly defensive side of centre wing, outer side of the ground here at Riversdale Park. It's a sensational day for grand final footy. Short kick in, finds Dean. Calivil, they go right across the face of goal now. Player is Climo on the right half forward flank. Picks it up on the bounce, goes by hand inboard in the Fremantle direction. He does well at ground level, gets around one, gets wrapped up. No free kick, says the umpire. Probably a little bit lucky there. It eventually spills in the direction of Maxted. He can't quite pick it up though. Back there in defence is White. He comes through and gathers well for the big man, but there's been a free kick and it'll be White who receives it.
Bit of feeling here between Fremantle and his minder there, Tom White.
Yeah, he certainly makes his presence felt, Andrew Fremantle, and he really does like to control that half-forward line.
Couchy comes off for a well-earned rest for Pyramid Hill. As Pyramid now look to bring it out of defence, they've used the ball pretty well the last few minutes. Up to the wing, that's not so good. Drifting across Rory Dool and brings the ball to ground. Hasn't got much support, winning it at ground level. Scott Mann for Pyramid Hill. Links up there with Daniel Mullins. Good pass, hits the chest of Holmes. Couldn't control the mark though, he's turned it over. Calivil United pick up the footy, kick up towards the centre of the ground, and Nick Manley. Good work from behind there, knocked forward by Shane Gilchrist, the coach. What's on offer on ground level? Just hacked off the ground for Calivil there, again by Nick Manley. He's had a bit of it, just get it going forward. He does, and it's over the boundary line and out on the non-broadcast side, the scoreboard side of Riverside Park.
So, boundary throw in, 2-4, plays 2 point. Calivil have got the jump. Running onto it there was Smith. He's tackled. Couldn't get an effective kick away, and it just goes over the boundary line out of play, about 55 metres around from the Calivil goal. We've been playing 24 and a half minutes first term.
Umpire sends it back into play. Pyramid Hill just starting to get a bit more of the footy now. One at ground level by Nicholas Marcassani. His disposal was no good though. They're up to half forward again here, Calivil. Good work there by Evan Phelps. Brings the footy to ground level. Gives it across to Fremantle. Has to evade a couple. Good vision from the big man. Just squares it up nicely. And that's a beautiful pass. And Calivil will have a go back and have another shot at goal.
Presence of mind there, Torps.
Yeah, look, he's got that composure about himself. off Ernie Fremantle. Doesn't panic. He had 3 or 4 Pyramid Hill blokes corralling him in there, but he still had the knowledge to get the football out to Nick Manley.
Nick Manley it is. And he's had plenty of it in the last few minutes. Manley comes in, right foot towards goal. Didn't make the greatest contact with that kick, and he's pushed it across the face. Calivil United are 2-5-17. Should be more in front of Pyramid Hill, just the 2 behinds. 25 minutes played. Fresh FM active scoreboard.
Well, the coach, Gilchrist, is going to bring it in for the Bulldogs, and he's going to go straight up the middle of the ground. Targets White, just kicking to the ruckman. Over the back, though, not being able to take the mark was Lowry of Calivil. At ground level, James does well. Gets it out in the direction of Orford. He battles through hard. It eventually spills to James. Brendan James on this occasion. He gives over to McLaughlin. Goes to centre half forward now. They're building of the Bulldogs. They've got a bit of space. Going in hard there was Mullins. Just knocks it forward, though. Calivil got the numbers. Climo goes by hand. Over in the direction of Ralphs. Ralphs goes to the right half forward flank. Oh, one-hander attempt by Hoare. Got one across the chops. Advantage paid after the free kick. Going forward was Aaron Demio. Brilliant pass in the direction of Ballack. He couldn't quite take the mark, though, and at ground level, running it away in defence for the Bulldogs will be Gillett.
Travis Gillett out along the wing there, has a couple of bounces. Hand pass over the top's okay to Gilchrist. Linking up well when they get going. Now it's in the hands there of Scott Mann. They're looking like doing something now. Gavin James up to half forward. Kick inside 50. Can he find a teammate there? They're lurking, the Bulldogs. Can they get something going? Close to the boundary line. The Calivil defence are quite happy to see it over. 35 metres around from the Pyramid Hill goal.
Darren, when the Bulldogs get open and start running, they start to look good. You just see that link-up play creeping into the game.
Yeah, definitely, mate. When one thing they've got to do is just stop kicking the contests.
Well, ball spinning back into play now. It eventually spills in the Bulldogs' direction, but there's been a free kick. It's a tackle against Stephen Blake. He's claimed the free kick himself, but I think it's for in the back. And the Bulldogs should get a shot on goal here. And coming up to take the ball will be Thatcher. So Thatcher has it. He's, depending on how far this 50-metre arc is here at Newbridge.
What do you think, Torps? How far is the mark?
It's probably about 48 metres at the moment.
40,
so, look, there is a slight breeze out there as well, so he's kicking into that slight breeze a little bit, but look, he should make the distance from there, no worries at all.
So Thatcher from probably about 45 metres. In he comes for the Bulldogs. It's not a good-looking kick. It's going to drop short. Big pack emerges. Fisted over the back there. They want to keep it in, though, Calivil. That's brave. Big tackle there by Holmes. At ground level, though, the players throw themselves in. Eventually comes through. Spills out in the direction there of the player running across at goal. Goes to the right half-back flank. And it goes over the boundary line out of play, and there will be a boundary throw-in. So I think it was Smith who cleared it there for Calivil, and there'll be a boundary throw-in left half forward flank for the Bulldogs.
So the umpire will throw it back in. As Zach said, left half forward flank. Umpire puts it back in. Doing the good work there was Tom White. Got it to ground level, and his teammate in Gavin James. He just gets a high kick inside 50. Calivil get back, get their hands up, couldn't bring the mark down. Good pressure at ground level from the forwards of Pyramid Hill. Little hand pass comes out there from Nekri. How do you pronounce that? Nekaritis. And the kick across the face of goal has gone out of bounds on the full, and a free kick to Calivil in the back pocket. The player was Stan Nekaritis.
28 and a half minutes gone. First term, 2008 Loddon Valley Footy League Grand Final. You're on Fresh FM Active Football. Calivil 2-5. Pyramid Hill just the 2 behind.
Just waiting on the crowd just to get back behind the fence. That's what the delay is at this stage.
So the umpires thought they'd wait to the 28-minute mark of the first quarter to clear
exactly
the crowd.
Right.
That's very diligent stuff there. So we've had a couple of delays, as we said, at the 3-minute mark of the first term. Bradley Allen and also Ori Mann both come off stretchered. There was a nasty head clash in the right forward pocket for Pyramid Hill, and that chewed up about 8 minutes. So we're at the 29-minute mark of this first term. So we're probably really about the 21-minute mark. So still a fair bit of time left in this quarter, largely dominated by Calivil, but Torps, the Pyramid Hill Bulldogs, have just showed a few glimpses that when they get that running game going, they look good.
They have, and look, they've got to continue, and look, they've got to keep backing themselves in with that running game. Even though they're down on the scoreboard at the moment, when they've got the footy, they do look very dangerous, and look, that's how they've played all year at the moment, Pyramid Hill.
Nick Ballack's just come off the ground, the full forward for for Calivil United, and his man Travis Gillett followed him all the way to the bench, giving him grief and little pushes in the back, and waited for his new man to come on the ground. So that was interesting.
So Calivil bring the ball back in now, left half-back flank, but it's all Pyramid Hill. Mark taken by Rawnsley. Rawnsley goes inside forward 50 quickly to the top of the square. It's a 2-on-1. Calivil got the numbers at ground level though. The Bulldogs are a chance here. Fawcett swoops in on it. He's dispossessed though. Calivil defence standing up strongly to the right half-back flank now. Target out there is Climo. He takes a mark, just judged it better. Goes into the centre of the ground. Strong lead coming out from centre half forward by Smith. He can't quite take it though. Ball back and the Demons go forward to the right half forward flank now. A big contest. Nice fist away by Mullins in defence. And it goes over the boundary line. Out of play. Boundary throw in 40 metres around from the Calivil goal. 2-5 they are. They lead Pyramid Hill, just the two behinds. We've been playing 30.5 minutes first term.
Calivil press again. Umpire sends it back into play. Hoare just jumps across, tries to slap it down. Couldn't find anyone at ground level, and Brendan James got it for Pyramid Hill. Quick kick up to half back there, trying to spot up his teammate there, and Adrian Alford. Couldn't win the contest though. Calivil just knocking it forward, trying to get something going again, but Pyramid Hill across half back, grabbed the footy, stripped of it, hand pass comes out, that's okay. Buys Gavin James a bit of space, chip into the centre of the park's good, got a teammate running into space, a good mark and plays on quickly. Adrian Alford runs in through the centre of the park, kicks inside forward 50, juggling mark attempted to be taken there by Ben Eltis, couldn't complete the mark. Calivil okay though, kick out to the wing, trying to spot up Stephen Dean out there. In fact, it is Brock Rogers of the 21st century, and he couldn't keep it in play. He's lost it over the boundary line. We'll have a ball in centre wing, scoreboard side.
2-5, plays two behind. Calivil jumped the Bulldogs early, but Pyramid Hill have clawed their way back into this game. Momentum-wise anyway. Running out of there's Rogers. Just a handball into vacant space. There's a battle on, a foot race at ground level. Oh, the Demons come up with it. They go inside forward 50 now. Target up there was Demio, and he's taken the mark. And he will go back about 40 out directly in front. Shouldn't have any dramas with the distance on a day like today. Slight breeze over his left shoulder, I'd suggest, Torps.
Yeah, certainly is, mate. Not one of the best kicks going around. He's just proved that there with that kick on.
Sensational call there, Torps. Generally, when you say that, they put it straight through the middle.
That's why you're on the big bucks.
But on this occasion, it's gone over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full. So Pyramid Hill will bring it back in. We're at the 32-minute mark, first term, 2-5, plays two behind.
Gillett goes in short to the coach. Gilchrist hasn't gained much territory, but maybe some experience. The coach, Gilchrist, chips it over the top. Got a teammate there, and Jason Rawnsley just floating down, taking a mark. Still haven't cleared their defensive arc yet. The Bulldogs, what's on offer up at the wing? He'll go to a 2-on-1 here, sets a task for his teammate up there in Alford. Couldn't bring the mark down though, and just steaming through with a good turn of foot here, Calivil. Inside 50 they go, scrubby kick there, trying to spot up Manly. Plenty of work to do. Got too many to beat. Pyramid Hill might have done better there, but they've lost it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Daniel Mullins couldn't keep it in play, and we'll have a ball in 40 metres from Calivil's goal.
Well, it's been a long quarter, nearly 33 minutes, about to tick over. What a way to start the 2008 Loddon Valley Footy League Grand Final. So, left half forward flank for Calivil United. They're a big chance here. It spills to about 10 metres out. They come out and meet it hard to the defence of the Bulldogs. Handball out in front. Oh, brilliant bit of play out of there by Fawcett. Goes back via hand. He has good support, and man's cleaned up as he's kicked. That was real rugby league. As you come through and wipe out the halfback. But advantage is paid. Right halfback flank, James. It's Gavin James. Goes into the centre of the ground. They got runners everywhere. Wills just slams it inside forward 50. Coming out and having a crack at the mark. There, it looks like it was Carmody. He couldn't quite take it though. At ground level, the Bulldogs have got it. They're wrapped up, turned over. Greaves comes through off half-back for the Calivil. Goes into the centre of the ground. Maxted has it. Maxted wastes no time. There's a wrestle on about 30 out from the Calivil goal. The umpire's pulling out the book. Oh, Calivil were going forward, and they've sent off. They have sent off the Pyramid Hill defender.
Gillett's been sent off.
It's Gillett, is it? So Gillett's been sent off. This is huge. It was off the play. The ball's about to come back in.
20 metres from goal.
And there's been a send-off 20 metres out directly in front of the Calivil goal. So coming off there's Travis Gillett. So he'll have 15 minutes on the bench. And Pyramid Hill will go down to 17 men. But more importantly, there's going to be a shot on goal here. And it looks like it's going to end up with Lloyd Maxted, who will have the shot on goal. Now, did Lloyd kick it down there? Was he the one who, was it downfield they ended up paying, or?
I'm
Yeah, I
not
think
sure.
it was downfield that they've actually played. But look, it's Manly. Manly was the bloke that Gillett got, and I think it was a little bit of payback from the hit that Manly had earlier on, which
Yeah.
was paid down the ground as well.
So Manly's actually come off with the blood rule, so that's why Maxted's having the shot at goal. So Manly's come off with the blood rule. Having said that, in comes Maxted, and just to add a bit of drama, he's nailed it for the Demons. So 3 goals, 5 Calivil. Oh, that is a big play in the context of this game. Pyramid Hill just the 2 behinds. 35 minutes gone in the first term, Fresh FM Active Football.
Big play for Gillett, for Pyramid Hill Gillett, and look, a massive thing for him to go off the ground. He's been their fullback all year, and look, they've got big full forwards this year, Calivil in Manly and Ballock, and it's going to be hard for them to fill that now in regards to that.
Yeah, Ballock back on the ground now, so with the swap there of the blood rule for Manly, so gee, they're stretching them, aren't they, with their tall timber early, Calivil, and you might have thought that it might have been the run of Pyramid Hill early, and maybe these tall forwards come into the game a bit later on. Back in the centre of the ground, Tom White gets up there for Pyramid Hill. At ground level, working hard again was Gavin James. Hand pass comes out to Wills. Little cheeky check side kick, tries to roll it inside 50. Who's this going to favour? At the back, doing the hard work there was Rory Doolan for Calivil, wrapped up in a tackle. Hand pass comes out. Umpire said he threw it. Free kick paid to Pyramid Hill. It's in the hands there of Marcasani. Squares it up there. Got a team out on a lead, but couldn't hit him. Good saving mark taken back there by the man that eats premiership medallions, Stephen Dean. He goes further across the half back. Calivil, they're starting to get some run going themselves, the Demons. High kick to half forward. Maxted's the target. He's got the youngster there to beat in Mullins, who's been good early. Traps the footy but couldn't control it. And over the boundary line and out of bounds it goes, 60 metres around from Calivil's goal.
Fresh FM Football update from the Queen Elizabeth Oval in the preliminary final in the under-18s. Eagle Hawk 10-5 leading South Bendigo 3 goals 1. That's at half time. So ball coming back into play. Left half forward flank for Calivil, just tapped over nicely by the Demons. They work it inboard towards Fremantle. Fremantle swings around and goes to the top of the square. It's a good looking kick, well weighted. Can't quite take the mark though. At ground level, they got the defenders there, have the Bulldogs. Can't quite get it though. Coming in to lend his help there was Hoare. Eventually spills back in the direction of Fawcett. Fawcett goes in ball by hand. Eventually it comes out to the left half back flank, and driving the Bulldogs forward is Brendan James. Oh, great mark played there on the left half forward flank. Taken there by Thatcher. Thatcher goes to centre half forward. Over the top, landing his lap was Altus. Altus goes to the top of the square. It's a one-on-one. Good bit of defence by United. But at ground level, quick flying shot on goal by Marciani. It eventually spills, doesn't quite make the distance, and there's the siren for quarter time. So a quarter that's been dominated by Calivil United. They lead 3 goals, 6-24. Pyramid Hill goalless. They're just the 2 behinds. And we'll have a quick look at the goal kickers for both sides. So Ross and Lloyd Maxted, they've both kicked 1 goal apiece. Nicholas Ballock, he's also kicked 1 for Calivil. Pyramid Hill yet to have a goal kicker. And Darren Edmondson, special comments on Fresh FM Active Football. What a what a big quarter. It went for 37.5 minutes, and of course that sickening clash at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, I'll just roll up the swag, mate. We could be here all night after that first quarter. Real interesting start of the game. We talk about Pyramid Hill run. Probably 5 minutes ago in that last quarter, just some of their players had their hands on the hips, just looked a little bit flat. Calivil come out with the bigger bodies, made the bigger hits, made the bigger statement in the first quarter. Although I think
into the ruck for Calivil United, and we're going to do it all again. So just umpire just looking now. He holds the ball in the air. We're underway. Second term Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final for 2008. Pyramid Hill with a slight breeze, so they're back in this term. Lowry weighted down, got the tap down, had to do a bit of roving himself. Gee, it's fierce early. Players throwing arms and elbows around trying to win control of the footy. Umpire's got no other option than to ball it up for a second time in the middle of Riverside Park.
Well,
And
the other thing with the 2 players coming off is Ori Mann, who was playing in the ruck. It leaves Pyramid Hill with just the 1 ruckman.
Yep.
So it's a lot of work for Big Tom Wills to do. So Tom White to do. So secondary ball up now, or third ball up, and we're still in the centre of the ground. So we've been playing just on a minute in this second term. Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final and Fresh FM Active Football. Calivil have got the numbers. They're going to run it out of the pack. Not being able to get a hand on it, though, was Ross Maxted. Coming through hard. There's a free kick paid. It's going Pyramid Hill's way. So they've won the free kick. Centre wing, outer side of the ground. There's a runner on. It looks like Marciani. He picks the ball up at ground level, gets around 1. Gets
good
the
hit.
ball under. He's taken high as he's kicked. It'll be a free kick.
Should
And
it
it's
be
not going to
downfield?
be downfield. It looks like he's going to
come back.
take it exactly where he kicked the ball. So
It
always
was in
a
the
fine
action.
line with
It was
those
in.
ones.
It was in the action of play. So probably couldn't give that one downfield. It was while he was kicking the footy. So fair call there.
Right decision.
So Marciani, he goes to the left half forward flank, plays the beat once again. It's been a bruising encounter, this one. Lowry ends up with it. He goes by hand to the right half back flank. They go forward, eventually through Blake. Blake goes to centre wing. Coming out and taking a nice mark was Richardson. So Glenn Richardson this is, goes into the centre of the ground. It's a 2-on-1, not a good kick. Over the back come Mullins at ground level, doing a bit of work was Rogers. Lucky not to get a free kick there, Rogers, but coming through it now for the Bulldogs is Orford. Eventually spills to Mullins. Mullins goes over in the direction of Fawcett. They eventually work it forward. They do well, the Bulldogs. Driving inside forward 50 was Couchy. It goes to the top of the square. Pyramid Hill working hard, but it's the Demons who have got the greater numbers in defence. Blake spins out of a couple of tackles, but it spills in the Bulldogs' way. Flying shot on goal. Can they get there first? No, they can't. So Pyramid Hill register another behind their 3 points. Calivil United, they're 3-5, 23.
Just an interesting note here. The emergency umpire is standing down here in front of us with another ball. So there may be something wrong with the football, and they're going to change footballs here, I feel.
Might be a little flat. So Calivil still got the existing footy in their hands, though. Now,
There's
Another
a 50
delay.
metre penalty.
there's the umpires blowing the whistle.
Umpires.
All players are following them like Brown's cows. Now,
Hang on.
what is going on
For
here?
a head count.
Yeah, I think they've called for a head count because let's not forget
Ah.
that Pyramid Hill, Travis Gillett got sent off at the 35-minute mark of the first quarter.
Wow.
So Pyramid Hill should have 17 players. If they've got 18 players here, they could lose their 3 points.
Their 3 points won't have a huge bearing, but if they lose by less than 3 points, it'll
But
be
can we get any
extraordinary.
more else
I don't-
happening out here, boys?
this
A head count. I've never seen a head
Who's
count.
called?
I'm not real sure that it's Calivil that have called the head count. I reckon it may be Pyramid Hill because there was a Calivil play here in front of us that slipped onto the ground, and the Calivil bench did call him back. So I think you'll find they'll have 18 players on the ground at the moment, but at one stage there may have been 19 players on the ground for Calivil United.
Wow.
Ground producer Dale Alexander's got his shoes and socks off. He is counting feverishly, trying to figure this out. And it's pretty pungent. But, well, let's see. Oh, this is
This
an absolute circus, this game.
Absolutely everything.
I have not seen anything like it. We could be broadcasting here till 7 o'clock tonight. Apologies to Gisborne and Golden Square fans who are waiting with bated breath for the preliminary final tonight, but we'll be at the Loddon Valley Grand Final at Riverside Park, where anything and everything continues to happen. We've got a new ball coming on. We've got a head count. We've had 2 guys taken to hospital, a send-off, a report. When's the streak at tops?
Look, it could be coming very soon. The Newbridge boys have had a few beers under the belt today. So, but no, look, this is going to be interesting. It could be a fair chance that Calivil United may lose all of their points here. Pyramid Hill do have 17 players on the ground.
Now, there is a
Pyramid
player
Hill-
coming off.
Rory Doolan, the captain
Rory
for...
Doolan.
This is
No,
extraordinary.
it's just an interchange. So Brock Rogers has come on.
The umpires run all the way to the scoreboard, so there's going to be an adjustment here
There's no score. They've wiped the score and they've wiped it for.
from Pyramid
Pyramid
Hills,
Hill.
by the look of it. So there you go. Well, that could have been farcical if Gulliver lost theirs. Pyramid Hill have been stripped of their 3 behinds for having one too many players on the ground.
How about that?
This is just getting ridiculous. Everything and anything is happening out here at Riverside Park. If you're not here, this will be a game we'll talk about for a long time. And, well, Calivil United are a story in themselves with 5 consecutive premierships. Their 6th, if it is to be today, will have been won in the most extraordinary of circumstance. Now, there'll be a 50-metre penalty, so
And a shot on goal as well.
we'll be having another shot at goal here.
So it was Adam Holmes who was the man who come off for Pyramid Hill. So we assume he was the 18th man because they should have only had 17 on because of that send-off in the first quarter.
You can only assume that this has happened at quarter time when Pyramid have had 17 players and they've put
Forgotten.
that extra player back
they've,
on the
they've
ground.
put 18 men on the field as you would during normal circumstance, and now the umpires are conferring a game.
There's just mass confusion out here. Just to paint the picture for our listeners who are listening at home or at the QEO today or anywhere else around Victoria, there is just mass confusion. It's a huge crowd in. It's almost like at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, we had the Brad Allen and also Ori Mann come off. They hit head. Both got stretched off, and now at the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, we've had a head count, and Pyramid Hill, who are only on 3 points, have had all 3 points lost. There's a 50-metre penalty. There's umpires talking to each other. There's runners out on the ground. The players are just standing with hands on their hips, not sure what's going on. But it looks like they've taken the ball right up to the forward line of Calivil. And
what happens is the ball goes back to the centre of the ground, then there's a 50-metre penalty. So that takes them up to about 30 metres from goal.
In regards to that, that's the rule for the AFL, but I'd like to see it written in the rule book that that's actually the rule for the VSFL. So,
right.
Look, I reckon the umpires may actually have this rule wrong here, where they've awarded the free kick to the centre and that 50-metre penalty.
I did see Bendigo.
In comes Lowry anyway for Calivil. Sorry, guys, but at the end of the day, Calivil have kicked a goal. High drama here at Riverside Park here at Newbridge. So Calivil have kicked a goal courtesy of Sean Lowry, their big ruckman, and they move on to 4 goals, 5, 29, and they lead Pyramid, who have no score on the board because they've just had their only 3 behinds.
I'm tipping
wiped off.
Zach was a fan of the Archies as a kid. He loves Riversdale. So,
he knows what he likes the Riversdale at the moment, doesn't he?
But
look, people have driven to
see,
Riversdale instead of Riverside.
Yeah, I did see Jeff Miller. We might try and get him at half-time and get his thoughts on what just took place there. Bendigo umpire extraordinaire. So, as we've had it nailed to Zach's head that it's Riverside Park. Umpire puts it back up. Lowry gets a tap down, looking for Maxted. Couldn't find the handle. Couchy throws what little weight he's got at the footy. Loved his game thus far. Working hard, Pyramid Hill, but it comes up to Ross Maxted. Feeds a little hand pass out. Up to half forward, after half back they go. Backwards to go forwards here. Jacob Greaves got the footy out to the wing. Calivil go inboard there. Good pass is okay into the middle of the ground to Aaron Demio. Little hand pass good too. They're up to half forward. Kick just makes it hard. Umpire's blowing the whistle. Vote play on's a call. Hand pass comes across from Pyramid Hill there. Running onto the footy. Trying to get the handle there. Working hard is Fawcett. Can he turn it on? Fawcett is wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire comes in. Free kick to Calivil United. Paid for holding the ball. Going to go to Nick Ballack. Is it getting pulled off the footy? No. It is Glenn Richardson. No. Going to have a third go? Yep. No. It is Richardson, and he's got a free kick 70 metres from home.
So Glenn Richardson is going to drive the Demons inside forward 50. Big pack emerges. At ground level, it spills. Calivil got the numbers. Throwing himself in there was Hoare. Then there's been a free kick, so Hoare should have a shot on goal here. I think it's in the back. He'll come up with it. Man on the mark, right next to the boundary line. Left half forward flank. And has he got it in him here, Torps?
Very talented footballer and can kick the footy. Look, he's got the wind against him here, but look, wouldn't surprise me at all whether he's a left footer and he's on the wrong side, whether he can bend this one back.
Well, he goes short now. He elects to pass. There's a free player on. Can he take the mark? Good spoil in defence. Looks like it was a max free player. But at ground level, the players just throw themselves in. Eventually spills out. Flying shot on goal from Demio across the face and out of bounds on the full. Is that out of bounds on the full number 2 for Demio today?
Yeah, look, mate, as I said, he's a good footballer. I hold him in high regards. He's probably the top 3 footballers that played out in this league, but not the reliable kick that you'd like to have putting in his hands.
4-5 Calivil. Pyramid Hill, no score, courtesy of the 3 behinds that they did have being wiped earlier in this second term. We've been playing 9 minutes second quarter Loddon Valley Football League 2008 Grand Final.
His clanger can to be killing you in fantasy footy as Rawnsley brings the footy back in. Adrian Alford, he's got it in the back pocket. In front of the Russian flags. Goes up towards the wing to Couchy. He's outsized but got all heart. Gets it over the back. Got a teammate running onto it in Tom Wills. Just paddles it forward. Goes in forward to a guy that's smaller than me. He's in the middle of the park. Chips it inside 50. Have they got something going forward? Pyramid Hill. Good defence from the Demons. And Stephen Blake punches it over the line. We'll have a ball in 40 metres around from the Bulldogs' goal.
Experienced campaigner Stephen Blake just got across there and fisted it over the boundary line. Very much a key to this Calivil defence. So at ground level, taken away by Ross Maxted. He goes to centre wing. Oh, players willing. It eventually spills in the Richardson direction. He goes by hand at Demio, but he just puts him in a bit of trouble. And it's a free kick. Pyramid Hill will receive it. So it will be Gauchi who comes up with the ball. So Luke Gauchi, he's about a kick and a half out from goal. Kicking with a slight breeze in this second term. Goes now to the top of the square. It's a 2-on-1. Fisted away by Calivil in defence. They've done well at ground level. It's Marciani. His handball was cut off though. Blake runs it out, gives it to Richardson. Richardson gives it to Rogers. Rogers takes a bounce. Right half-back flank, goes inboard in the Demio direction. Gives it back to Rogers. They've ran it up to the wing. They've done well here, Calivil. Rogers gets around one, takes a second bounce, goes short to the right half-forward flank. They've got a player on out there in Climo. Climo picks it up on the bounce and goes short to a lead, but fisted away nicely in defence by Rawnsley. And doing well, and there was Maxted. Sweeping handball in towards Fremantle. Fremantle goes back by a hand. It's a high up and under kick, but it goes over the boundary line and out of play on the full. Couple of Calivil players appealing for touched, but the umpire said no cigar, and Pyramid Hill will take it away from defence.
So Pyramid Hill now bring it out onto the broadcast side, out to Tom White. Got himself all alone out there, had no one to beat but himself, and he lost. And he lost it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Tell you what, if Andrew Fremantle goes on next year, if you're a good friend of him and you're looking for a present, get him a new number 5. I've never seen a guy show up to a grand final with a worse number. Umpire puts it back into play. Tap down there to the back of the pack, and Couchy. He's everywhere, this fella. Tries to feed out the hand pass. Had it knocked back into him by Jacob Greaves. Good work. They tie it up across half forward United, and we'll have a ball up 70 metres from the Demons' goal. Geez, Andrew Fremantle's come out with the worst old tatty number 5 in his jumper I've ever seen. Umpire's ball it. Good work there by Rory Doolan. Taps it down at ground level. Couldn't find anybody though at ground level. It's wrapped up. We'll do it all again. Still 70 metres from Calivil United's goal.
I got a feeling Trav might have worn it for the last 5 years, and I think it's a pretty lucky jumper.
I wouldn't
be throwing it out either.
You'd be wearing it for a few weeks after you'd win as well. So
that's right.
Work out.
So Doolan and White go up in the ruck. White wins this one down, and running out of the pack there's Orford for the Bulldogs. Not a good kick though. Calivil have got the numbers. They're going to go forward again through Richardson. Left half forward flank. But it's all Pyramid in defence. Dropping a mark he should have taken there was Fawcett. At ground level, they've got a bit of work to do now, do the Bulldogs defenders. They're peeling for a free kick at Calivil. Fremantle comes up with the ball. He goes to the top of the square. It's not going to make the distance. On hands and knees, they fight on the goal mouth. They can't quite get it out. The players throw themselves in, and eventually it goes through for 1 behind. So Calivil, they move on to 4 goals, 6:30. Pyramid Hill, they have no score. They've kicked 3 behinds. They got them wiped because they won extra on the ground at the 3-minute mark of the second term. We're on Fresh FM Active Football, Loddon Valley Football League 2008 Grand Final.
If they lose by less than 3 points, there'll be a dead set revolt. Hand pass comes out good, releases Daniel Wills. The Albino goes up to half forward. Good pass coming up there and trying to win the footy, Ben Altus. Rubber Chesset comes out with a sweeping hand pass out there to Caleb Smith for United. Just swings it inboard. Good kick, good vision. Spots up his teammate there in Matthew Smith. His hand pass is okay. Gets to a teammate there. Just tumbles a cheeky little pass across to Blake. It doesn't come off. Sharked at ground level there by Marcasani. High kick, and Wills has got it. Plays on.
That's rubbish.
Umpire paid it against, was it a Shepherd against Paul Carmody, the dasher, and a free kick taken back there by Evan Ralphs. Switches play to the outer side, and out there Rory Doolan's away for United.
The Demons go to centre wing. There's a big pack and a big fly over the back by Hoare. But it eventually just spills off hands and over the boundary line out of play. True centre wing, outer side of the ground. We're in the mid to high 20s here today at Riverside Park at Newbridge. Sensational day for footy. Calivil taking on Pyramid Hill. 4-6, plays no score. Ball comes back into play now in the direction of Hoare. He's got a bit of work to do at ground level. He's surrounded by 2 Bulldogs. Running out of there was Couchy. He does well. Eventually, they go into the centre of the ground, do the Bulldogs. It's a foot race on. Which way will the ball bounce? Coming through nicely there was Nikotoris. Eventually, it spills in the direction of Greaves of Calivil, though. He goes to Climo, centre wing, outer side of the ground. Coming out on a long lead was Ross Maxted. He can't quite take it, though. And it goes over the boundary line, out of play. We've been playing 14 and a half minutes in this second term. Calivil lead 4-6 to Pyramid Hill, no score.
So umpire will send it back into play out there, just slightly forward for Calivil from centre wing. Umpire puts it back into play. Ruckman contest and winning it down. Good work by Calivil United, but it's sharked to ground level by Pierce. Switch play to the broadcast side. Teammate on a lead, it just pikes in front of him. Beats them in the air there. Necratitis was in best position. Gave a little shepherd there, released Ben Altus. Umpires paid a free kick and advantage. Altus runs to 45. Lines him up for Pyramid Hill. Goes close to the goal line. It's a goal or a mark to Wills either way. Umpires pay the mark. And Daniel Wills will go back and convert Pyramid Hill's first goal of the afternoon. Good reward for effort. He's been solid thus far, and he'll go back and slot his and his team's first, score after having what had been scored wiped. Pyramid Hill are on the board, 1 straight 6. Calivil United 4, 6:30, 24 points of difference, 15 and a half minutes played. Rural Finance scoreboard.
Ben Aldis has finally got involved in the play there. He's a key forward for Pyramid Hill. Been very quiet up until this stage of the game, but he's just had a little bit of an impact, and you can see what it can do. He carried that ball and missed that centre half forward, drove the ball long to Will standing in the goal square.
Spot on, Torps. I was just about to say, between Chilcott and Aldis, their two big key forwards, had no impact at all at this stage. That is exactly what Pyramid Hill will need to get back into this match.
Yeah, spot on, Darren. It's they need to lift the Bulldogs. This could be the start of it. They've got a goal on the board. 1 straight plays 4-6 back in the centre. White wins it down over Doolan on this occasion. Goes in the James direction. It's Gavin James goes in under. But it's going nowhere, and there'll be a secondary bounce between the centre of the ground and centre wing out of side. So
Love to see Pyramid Hill get the next goal here and just give themselves some momentum, because things haven't gone their way, it's fair to say.
yeah, no, spot on there, Trav. So up they go again. Doolan flies over the top of White. Spills down in the direction of Climo. He goes by hand, and the Demons are running. Smith drives them inside forward 50. Not being able to take the mark quite there was Demio. He goes for the handball in the direction of Manly, but it was taken away by the Bulldogs defender. Rawnsley goes to centre wing, finds his target in Orford. They're getting a bit of run in their game now, the Bulldogs. Centre wing, broadcast side of the ground. They trail by 24 points. We've been playing 17 minutes second term. Orford kicks into the man on the mark. They've got players at ground level to Calivil, and Climo runs through and drives them to the left half forward flank. But a nice mark taken in defence. And hit the ground running was Fawcett. Goes into the centre of the ground. Mark taken. Handball inboard. It's Orford the man. He's wrapped up. He's in a bit of trouble. Free kick holding the ball. Calivil will get the free kick. Yeah, and it'll be Rogers who'll take it away.
The first one was over the shoulders off you.
Totally agree. Brock Rogers has got the free kick in the centre of the park though for Calivil. Hyder half forward. Got his teammate, just had to work up to the ball there. Oh, geez, I tell you what, he was a bit proppy there, Lee Hall. Got up now, though he's okay. The ball's tumbled over the back of that contest and over the boundary line and out of bounds. 45, 50 metres around from Calivil's goal.
An injury update. Thatcher's gone off the ground and he's down in front of us with an ice pack on his knee. Key play for Pyramid Hill, and look, they'll solely miss him in the second half.
Yeah, and obviously with man off, they'll be down to just 19 men, and it's not even half time. So a big play there. Ball spins back into play, and it's really not going anywhere, and the umpire will be forced to come in and bounce it once again. We're 45 metres around from the Calivil goal. They lead 4 goals, 6:30 to Pyramid Hill, 1 goal straight 6, 18 minutes gone, second term.
Marcus Arney was working hard at ground level there, or just coming in and smashing it forward was Caleb Smith trying to get it going for Calivil United. Plenty of players around the footy. We're close to their goal mouth, maybe 20 metres. Working hard, force it there for Pyramid Hill. Got a couple of touches. Out it comes now, and Pyramid Hill are away. One bounce. Couchy provides a bit of support there as his teammate streams past. Comes up to Wills across half forward. Oh, dropped what he should have taken, and it's mopped up in for defence by Heath Richardson for Calivil. Gets it up to the wing. Strong mark taken up there by Lee Hoare. He's been good. Goes inboard there to Climo. Overruns the footy. Plenty of Pyramid Hill players arrive in numbers and they wrap him up in tackles, and it's tied up at half forward for Calivil United. We'll have another ball up, indicative of this game. Just tough grand final footy. Umpire balls it back up again. Hoare jumps up, does the ruck work at ground level. Tell you what, Alfred's had plenty of the footy and he's a big boy too. Gets a hand pass out there to his teammate there in Mullins. He's worked hard as well for Pyramid Hill, but it comes out the back. Fremantle looks to get a drop on the footy here. Working hard, just squirts it out to a teammate there. What's going on there for Calivil? They can't get it going. Now, getting hands to the footy again was Lee Hoare. Dishes out the hand pass. Trying to hook up with a teammate there, but couldn't get it to him in Matthew Smith. Comes back to him again, Lee Hoare. He's set upon. Umpire's letting it go. Bit of movement there. What can happen? Not much, he says. He's going to ball it up 45 metres still from Calivil United's goal.
I think this is a bit of a win for Calivil. They'll be very happy. It's where the 19.5-minute mark of the second quarter. They control most of the game, and if it just gets a bit scrappy here and just plays out till half-time, I think they'll take that.
Yeah, they certainly will at the moment, being 4 goals up. If they can go in at 4 goals up. But on the other hand, if Pyramid Hill can get another goal, they'll only go in 3 goals down, and look, they've had their score whopped, as we'd be aware of.
Yeah, they'll have their tails up. So another ball up, left half forward flank for United. Big chance for Rogers now. Runs into an open goal from about 40. It's off target. It's going to drop short. And eventually there's been a push paid. It wasn't in the marking contest. It was obviously off the marking contest. And it'll be Pyramid Hill. Looks like Rawnsley will be the man who'll take it on the last line of defence for the Bulldogs. So Calivil 4-6, Pyramid Hill 1 straight goal, 20 minutes gone. Second term here on Fresh FM Active Football. Left half-back flank now. Flying there was Wills. Comes to ground level. Calivil have the numbers. They throw themselves in. And there will be yet another ball up eventually. So, right half forward flank for Calivil United.
I think YCW just won the A-grade netball too, boys. Just
Very
for
good.
interest.
The Eagles have won the netball, and does Nick Ballack generally spend as much time off the ground? He's been on and off the bench 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, look, he has. I think they're just trying to mix it up with the two big blokes with the hotter day, and especially here at Newbridge, they usually full forward, one centre forward, so they're only playing one at the moment, I think.
Back in the contest, umpire sends it back into play. It's tied up across half forward. We're staring another ball up in the face. Umpire circles around and he'll ball it up right on the arc, out on the right half forward flank for Calivil United. Umpire sends it back up. Can one of these sides get some goals close to half-time? Out of the ruck contest, Matthew Smith works hard at ground level for Calivil. Just gets the ball forward, evades a couple of tackles, screws it back inside 50. Got a lead there from Ballack. Got hands to the footy, couldn't complete the mark. Got a bit of support at ground level, though. I tell you what, they've got a few players out on the fat side. I think get it out there. Working hard was Doolan. Couldn't get the handle on the footy. It's going to come back again. No, Caleb Smith runs onto it. Has a bounce as he runs away from Wills. Wills supplies from good pressure. A high kick was at 15. Mark, umpire pays it. The short kick in's got Maxted. Ross Maxted, kick around the corner. It's close. Umpire doesn't move much. I think he's got it. Ross Maxted's got his second. And 38, Pyramid Hill, 1 straight 6. That's on the Rural Finance scoreboard.
Torps, Calivil are winning the contested ball.
Look, they're winning everything at the moment, all across the ground. Their back line has been solid. They haven't given Pyramid Hill an inch in their forward line at the moment. And look, they've got to start winning the ball around the middle of the ground and provide that contested footy and push it forward and give their forwards a chance one out and one on one.
Yeah, without any doubt, what they're going to do is Pyramid Hill is going to push some players up through the midfield, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. They need a bit more help through that midfield. The Demons are dominating. This is one man that's tried hard, though. Out of the centre eventually, it spills to Marciani. He goes to centre half forward, but the mark is taken by Dean. So Dean's got it for the Demons. He goes short, not a good kick. Gives Maxted a bit of work to do. Wills ends up with it. He goes by hand in the James direction. Slips one James on hands and knees. Goes in board with the handball. Looking to get it back now. It's Couchy. His kick partially smothered. Maxted will clear it for the Demons to centre wing now. Broadcast side of the ground. A marking contest. Neither player could take it though at ground level. They battle hard. The Bulldogs are in here. They're a shot. James, Brendan James it is, just fires it in the direction of Marciani. He goes in turn towards Couchy. Couchy goes to a running Fawcett. Fawcett runs to within 30 and has a ping at him, but he's off target. And it goes through for just one behind. So 1-1-7 Pyramid Hill. Calivil United, 5 goals, a 6, a 36. We've been playing 23 and a half minutes Fresh FM Active Football.
Plenty of people around the ground here, isn't there, now, as the netball winds up. They're all coming to the fence here to see Stephen Dean just chip it in short there. In fact, it was Stephen Blake chipping it in short there to Jade Climo. Now they're up to the wing here, just onto the ground and picking the footy up.
Hit.
Was Hoare. Got a hand pass over the top there. Good, solid play there. Picking the footy up there was Matthew Smith and just being ushered over the boundary line there for a throw-in. Good strong work there provided for Pyramid Hill by Brendan James. Umpire sends it back in. Tap down there to Couchy. Buys himself some space when it probably wasn't there. Kick smothered though. A hand to the footy and just trying to get it forward again was James, but Pyramid Hill have lost it here. Up to the wing go Calivil United. It's in the hands of Richardson. He's got space. Runs 25 metres with a bounce. Runs his full measure. Puts it inside 50 there towards Lloyd Maxted. He's got Ballack in support. Maxted and Ballack, can they get a goal between them? They can't. It's going to be rushed through for a behind to Calivil United. They're now Pyramid Hill are 1-1-7 and Calivil United there as they just adjust the score. We'll give
4-7, I think they are, Trav. Or 5-7.
5-7, I think it'll be. 37.
So,
yes, it's 30 points the difference.
So the Bulldogs have it about 40 metres out from the defensive goal. They go across ground. Mullins takes the mark, right half-back flank. They're just being smothered at the moment, the Bulldogs. Calivil all over them. Kick across goal, wasn't a great play. Oh, there's a chance here through Greaves. Greaves goes by hand to Fremantle. Oh, Andrew Fremantle. Put down the glasses. Calivil United have got 6. 6 goals, 7:43. Pyramid Hill 1-1-7. We've been playing nearly 25 minutes second term Fresh FM Active Football.
That could be, I know it's only in the second quarter, but that could be the first nail right there. That attack on the ball by Greaves will win you a grand final, second to none, and the finish it off by Fremantle was superb.
Look, they've called for the stretcher too for Greaves. He got hit hard after the contest by Gillett. So, look, Gillett's got to settle his game down a little bit at the moment. He's been sent off. He's spent 15 minutes off the ground. Wouldn't have helped his side, and then he's gone and done that again. So he just needs to settle his game down and settle himself down a bit.
Greaves' attack on the footy today has been sensational. On the wing and across half back, he's been courageous, and he set up that goal brilliantly.
He's getting off under his own steam, but he's not in great nick.
Yeah,
Looks like they've got the towel to his head, so he could be bleeding a little bit at the moment. He's going off. The umpire's just called. He'll be going off with the blood rule.
The umpire's just signalled blood rule, so we'll have a little delay while they get him off the ground and his replacement on. But, gee, it's had everything this game, hasn't it? But now Calivil just starting to open it up. Pyramid Hill looked like they were, getting a bit of the footy and getting, well, not momentum such, but they were certainly breaking even. And to cough those couple of goals up now puts them in a pretty perilous position.
Yeah, look, Gilchrist has certainly got it ahead of himself now in the second half. He's got to come in, rev the boys back up again, and look, he's definitely got to make some changes. What their game plan at the moment isn't working. Maybe even throw himself to centre half forward. They're lacking that at centre half forward, or move himself to full forward. Move Chilcott out of the full forward line. He hasn't touched the ball all day today,
Yep.
Chilcott.
Back in the centre of the ground, and Lowry wins it down to Ross Maxted. Here go Calivil United again. Up to half forward. Trying to get the hands on the footy was Lee Hoare. Comes out though,
two in a
around
row.
the corner to Fremantle. Can he get two in a minute? He can't. He's pushed it out of bounds on the full. 6-7-43. Calivil United. Pyramid Hill 1-1-7. We've played 26 and a half minutes. Gas and Cool scoreboard.
Danger signs here for the Bulldogs, no doubt about that. They've just snuffed them out of the contest, have Calivil. They've looked good. They look like they're going to write history. 6 straight they're playing for today, and they've got the running in the ball goes to the left half back flank for the Bulldogs. Free kick, Calivil will get it. Manly's the man who'll take it. He'll go into the right forward pocket. Big lead on out there by Balak. Hits the ground level though. Bulldogs have got the numbers. It spills towards Brendan James. He's wrapped up. In at ground level, they go in hard. Hoare throws himself in. But eventually goes over the boundary line out of play about 35 metres around right forward pocket.
Calivil had a lot of play in the last 5 or 10 minutes. It probably wouldn't be a bad thing for Pyramid to put an extra man back there because they don't want to go in at half time any further down what they do at the
Yeah,
moment.
27 and a half minutes gone, second term. They don't want another goal, the Bulldogs. It's the last thing they would want. Orford, he's wrapped up. Oh, they win the hard ball again, Calivil. Right half forward flank, flying shot on goal. It's going. It's saved with a mark. A metre out from goal, and it's Gillett who's taken it, and he will look to clear on the last line of defence.
Comes wide now, got a teammate out there. He's been pretty good to enforce it. Runs his measure, gives a hand pass over the top. Now it's in the hands there of Marcassani. Come out to the wing there, looking for Couchy. Got hands to the footy, but good work from behind by Brock Rogers. Lost the footy though over the boundary line and out of bounds centre wing, right underneath Limelight Video and Adam Cornishare, who's waving to us there as we speak. They send it back into play. Umpire, nice little throw in there. It's good distance and punch well forward there. Good work there by Nicholas Manley. Think he'd like to play for Newbridge with the maroon and white colour scheme, Manley. Anyway, lost the footy there to Couchy. Couchy's hand pass. He's stripped of the footy. Comes out that Maxted. Ross Maxted. Bit of pressure provided there, and he's kicked it out of bounds.
Oh, there's a blue on here.
Yeah.
Bit of
No doubt
grapple.
about that.
It's
Manly's giving away the free kick.
two
here.
different weight divisions, Manly and
Absolutely.
Couchy.
Flyweight versus
Heavyweight.
extreme heavyweight.
Yeah. Couchy obviously has not much fear, so it's James who'll come up with the free kick.
His football's shown us today. He's not scared, Couchy.
He looks further afield. It's Brendan James who has the ball. He'll go to centre wing. The target up there in the direction of Holmes. He can't take the mark though. Ground level. Running away nicely is Nicoritis. He goes inside 450. Wills takes the
Vision,
mark.
great vision there.
Yep.
He was going. It was on his opposite side, and he swung that kick around at 45 degrees there to hit Wills.
That's one thing Wills has done today. He's got to the contest, taken his play there, and then backdoored him. He's done it on 2 or 3 occasions.
He has his backdoor well
To
today.
be
Wills.
polite about it.
He's been about their only winner up forward has Wills. He's kicked 1 goal. He has a chance for number 2. It's just off
Breeze
target.
just got hold of it.
Yeah, it did. Just carried it across the face. So he's just got the 1 goal still. Pyramid Hill, they've just got 1 also. And they move on to 1 goal, 2-8. But they're trailing Calivil, who have bolted. 6-7-43.
Playing the huddle
29
here.
and a half minutes gone second term.
Playing the huddle here at 2 at centre half back Calivil, and then they're looking to spread from there, and they've done it well here.
Blake just goes quickly to Smith there in short now. The The hand pass back to Blake's not great, but he's got time to get it. Got a bit of support from a teammate there, but he goes over the top to Lowry instead, ignoring Smith. Lowry goes up to the wing. Not a bad kick. They're moving the ball well. Not bad work there.
Got
Just
runners here.
A couple of extra metres there. Hand pass inboard's good. They're up to half forward here, United. Kick's not great. Working hard to gather the bouncing ball was Manly. Then runs backwards to buy himself some space. Nice kick to the advantage of his teammate. Beautiful work, Nick Manley. And they've got to mark hard against the boundary line. 45 out with Ballack. Hasn't seen much of the footy yet. Nick Ballack just kicked the one goal, the super boot for the Demons. What can he do? He looks keen on having a shot here. 45 metres out, tucked up on the boundary line. It'll be a good kick. There's a few leads provided. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Starts it left, brings it back with the Breeze. They'll contest in the square. Can they get a mark? Fremantle roves it, and he's got his third. Picks the footy up and runs out like a soccer striker and boots it back to the umpire. And Andrew Fremantle, this has been his quarter. In fact, it's his second. And Pyramid Hill are 1-1-2. Calivil United, they're away now. They're 7-7-49 on the Fresh FM active scoreboard.
Just watching the Pyramid boys there just drop their heads. That's one thing that you don't want to do, and Gilchrist as coach wouldn't want to see at this stage of the game.
Definitely not now. It's only half time. They've still got half a footy to go, and look, anything can happen in a half a footy, and especially out here in the Loddon Valley League.
Yeah, good
I don't think much
Darren.
more could happen in the second half.
Oh, look, that's right. But into the ruck now. It's Rawnsley. He wins it down, but it's taken away by Calivil, and a beautiful pass by Richardson.
They're on.
And he has taken... He's hit Maxted, so Maxted's 45 out. He goes short to the top of the square. Big fly from the back.
Good call,
and pulling down the mark very nicely. It'll be a shot at goal, and Ballack has a chance to kick goal number 2 about 20 out directly in front.
Good thing about Ballack is he's come back to the football club halfway through the year. They haven't brought him back to kick bags of 5-6 goals. He's just there to provide him with that option and straighten him up, and he's done it well today, going for his second here just before half time.
So Calivil 7-7. They've just bounced out of the blocks and blown the Bulldogs away, and Ballack adds salt to the wound. So 8 goals, 7 Calivil, Pyramid Hill 1 goal 2. And this is getting really, really ugly at the 32-minute mark of the second term.
They look deflated, Pyramid Hill. If you look out in the ground now, majority of their players have got their head down. They don't
Hands on hips.
Won't look each other in the eyes. They're very deflated. They can't wait till half time come around.
Yeah, they've got to get someone loose, I think. Maybe Chilcott. He's a big-bodied player. He hasn't had a cracker all day. He's got to get down back and just help support the Pyramid backline.
Definitely. If they'd have done that 5 minutes ago, they could have still saved 3 or 4 goals. They should have dropped someone back and stopped it, so they only went in at half time 5 down.
So they're in a bit of trouble here, the Bulldogs. Umpire puts it back up. Larry contests with Smith. Good, White, in fact, sorry. White does the work. Comes out now, looking to run onto it. Marcassani just travels the ball forward there, under a bit of pressure there from Caleb Smith. Working hard still, Marcassani. Got support from his teammate there in Necorotitis. He's got a little hand pass out there. Tries to get it into the path there of his teammate again in Marcassani. Couldn't find him. They're still working hard, but now mopping up back there. Blake runs through traffic, has a bounce. Dean calls him on. Has one bounce, gets up to half back. Got a teammate loose out there on the wing. Good kick. Spots him up and he's running hard for him. Brock Rogers has 2 bounces. Loses control of the second. Now gathers it. Goes inside 50. Ballack on a lead. Crunches the back hard, trying to create a path for his teammate in Climo. Climo couldn't get back to the footy to get there before the boundary line intervened, and we'll have a ball in 30 metres around from Calivil's goal. They're pressing again. Pyramid Hill want the siren with 33 and a half minutes into the second term. Can't be long to go.
Yeah, we lost 4 or so minutes at the 3-minute mark when there was a head count earlier on, and in this second term on Fresh FM Active Football, Pyramid Hill had 3 behinds at the time, and they lost those 3 behinds because they had 1 extra on the ground. So ball comes back into play now, and there's a free kick too high against Hoare, and he'll get a ping at him about 40 out directly in front.
I think that was that Gillett again, the fullback?
No, it was 18 that time, so it was Brendan James. So, look, they're starting to lose it a bit.
He's played on quickly. Hoare to the left forward pocket. It's a 1-on-1. Ballack's the target. Can't take it at ground level. Can't take it in the air. At ground level, though, he does well. But running away in defence for the Bulldogs, it was Fawcett who got it. He went across to the face of goal, to the left half-back flank. Target out there was Mann. He, at ground level, though, there's a flying shot on goal here for Calivil. But it just goes through 4, 1 behind. So there it is at half time. And this has been a massive turn up out here today at Riverside Park at Newbridge. 8-8, 56 Calivil, Pyramid Hill, 1 goal 2, 8.
Having a look at the goal scorers to half-time, and for Calivil United, Andrew Fremantle with 2, Ross Maxted 2, Lloyd Maxted 1, Nick Ballack 2.
I'd say, so you'll have a big last quarter if Pyramid Hill are in this game.
Yeah, look, it's a big quarter. The one thing they say about comebacks, you don't have to get all 8 goals back in a quarter.
Yeah.
If they're back to within 4 or 5 goals at three-quarter time, anything could happen in the last quarter.
Exactly, and Rawnsley and Doolan will do the ruck work. Umpire gets us underway in the second half of the Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final. Winning at ground level, Adrian Alford just tumbles a kick inside 50. How will it sit for him? Leading up out of the square there was his teammate there in Chilcott. Couldn't get the hands on the footy. Umpires pick one out. Going to go to Calivil United. Free kick, last line of defence, and they'll clear the lines. It's going to go to Matthew Smith.
Gavin James was lurking there, the young Bulldogs forward. He's been pretty good today. Centre wing outer side of the ground. Calivil repel. It's a foot race on. Orford will win it. He takes it. He's wrapped up. Nice tackle by Demio. Eventually gets the handball forward though. It goes in the man direction. This is Scott Mann. And he goes towards Fawcett, but eventually it goes over the boundary line. Out of play between centre wing and the right half forward flank, slightly favouring the Bulldogs. 8-8-56 Calivil, Pyramid 1-2-8.
Rawnsley jumps up early for Pyramid Hill, wins the footy down to ground level. Got a teammate down there, and Scott Mann runs, gets it inside 50. Chilcott presents. They're looking good early stages, Pyramid Hill.
First mark for the day for Chilcott down there.
And he's about, 35 metres out, tucked up on the boundary line, right under that scoreboard. Gee, he'd love to put 6 points in
He's
their
got to
column
kick
on
it,
that.
no question.
He has.
He just has to go back and kick it.
Got to go back and kick where's Dale Alexander? A captain's goal. Chilcott sends it on its way. He's pushed it, one behind only. 1-3-9 Pyramid Hill. Calivil United 8-8-56. 1.5 minutes played. Telstra Local Shops scoreboard.
Well, Calivil to bring it back in. They've got a runner on in their skipper in Doolan. Goes to him now at ground level. He can't quite take the mark. It spills back in the Will's direction. He goes with a high up and under the top of the square. But the Calivil defender back there taking a chest mark. And he will clear for the Demons. So into the centre of the ground. Mark taken by Dean. He plays on quickly. They got a runner on centre wing outer side. Inside forward 50 now. Targets Maxted at ground level. Mullins is back there in defence for the Bulldogs. He runs it across the face of goal. He has runners on left half back flank. Wills. Should have taken the mark. Fremantle now caresses him. Wraps him up at ground level. What is the umpire going to call here? He'll bring it in and call a bounce.
He's had a fantastic day, Wills. He's dropped 3 or 4 of them for the day. Sodas.
He has let himself down in a big way. He's feeling that pressure on his shoulders at the moment.
No doubt about it.
He's been in space the whole time with those.
He just took his eyes off the ball there and was thinking about his next position to force it. Back from the ruck contest there, Couchy finds himself with a footy. Little hand pass puts his teammate McLaughlin under some pressure. Good work though, gets it back to Couchy. He's wrapped up in a tackle. They turn it over here by Jay Climo. He goes to the hot spot, but a good sliding mark taken in defence back there by Gillett for Pyramid Hill. He's got some fences to mend too, has Gillett. He goes high out to the broadcast position, looking for the big fella in Lowry. Couldn't bring it down. One there by Maxted. Hand pass into Maxted. Lloyd to Ross. Back towards Lloyd, but the boundary line gets it. And we'll have a ball in 30 metres around from the Doggies' goal.
Wind's picked up a little bit too there towards Calivil's goal at the netball end.
And it will be the end in which the Bulldogs will come home in the last quarter. So ball coming back into play now. Loose ball running onto it. It's Calivil who would take it first through Hoare. He spills out in the direction of the Bulldogs, though. They clear from defensive 50. Just tapping it out in front of himself was McLaughlin. Then he was bumped out of the contest. Coming in hard there was Thatcher. Coming through also was Couchy. It's eventually won out by the Demons, though, with a quick handball forward through Smith to centre half forward. Demio's the target. He can't quite pick it up, though. Back in defence for the Bulldogs. Orford does well. High up and under the centre wing outer side. James just has it fisted away from him. It travels about 20 metres and goes over the boundary line out of play. Left half forward flank about 45 metres around from the Calivil goal. They lead 8-8-56 Pyramid 1-3-9. We've been playing 4 minutes third term, the premiership quarter, Fresh FM Active Football.
Umpire puts it back into play. Now into the ruck. Tom White gets the tap down for the Bulldogs, but at ground level it's won by Glenn Richardson of Calivil United. Goes in board. Ballack gets to the foot. He couldn't complete the mark. Got a bit of support at ground level. Body's thrown in hard there. Good play from both sides. Dragged off the footy there, but a hand pass comes out there looking for Maxted. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Ball can't seem to jar free. Umpire's happy to let it go. Now the Dogs try and get it going. They're under pressure. That flags them away as Couchy picks up the footy. Umpires pick one out, and it's a free kick for over the shoulder there to Couchy. He's about 40 metres from his defensive goal, and he'll get to propel the Dogs forward.
Well, it's been a tough, hard contest today, and Calivil have led the way, no doubt about that, to centre wing. Getting involved now is Gilchrist, the coach for the Bulldogs. He goes to the left half forward flank with a nice pass, coming out and taking the marks, Altus. So he kicked 3 last week, Altus, but he hasn't got one yet today, and he needs one. Goes to centre half forward. Target there was Holmes. It spills at ground level. Running onto its Orford. Orford goes short. Mark taken. Chilcott has a chance now to get the first goal of the quarter for the Bulldogs. His goal so far today, he's just had the one ping at them, and he has a chance to go back and reduce this 8-goal margin. So in he comes, Matthew Chilcott, coming off 3 goals last week in the preliminary final. It's a slow and deliberate approach. It's offline. He's missed near side once again.
He's got to
1 goal for Pyramid Hill. They're 10 points. 8-8, 56 Calivil. 5.5 minutes gone. Third term, Fresh FM Active Football.
Haven't they, Torps, but they just haven't been able to finish off their good work.
That's it. They need to capitalise that. He's paid the money to kick goals, Chilcott. He's just not doing it at the moment.
Back into play come Calivil. They'll just go in short. That's okay. Look like they're going to get shut down. Now they go wide out to half back there. Heath Richardson out there, but they've turned it over there. The kick didn't hit the target, went over the back.
Rawnsley.
Picked off by his opponent, Rawnsley. What can the big fella do? Just forced to wait there. Not much presenting. Now he's got a lead. Goes in the direction there of his teammate who flew there. High fly there by, it might have been Man. He couldn't bring the mark down. Up back to the wing as again Calivil United reload. Lee Hawes got it out there on the wing. He's floated up the ground, taking a good strong mark. Looks up the half forward, goes inboard. Got a teammate there in Rogers. Couldn't hit him with the pass. They're under the pump in the middle of the park now. The Dogs emerge with a footy, and it's breaking for them up forward. They've got a teammate there who just bought himself a bit of time and space there in Travis Thatcher. He's got it 60 from home. He switches it to the other side. It's a big lead out there by Chilcott. Couldn't win the mark. At ground level, running hard, Gavin James might do enough to win him the footy here. They've got a hand pass coming out. They've got Wills loose on the fat side. Rawnsley just chips a little hand pass in. Got a teammate there in Necrototis. He couldn't get the handle on the footy. Got some support there from Ben Altus. Tries a bit of a magic turn. The kick smothered, jars out towards Wills. He overruns the footy, goes back and gets it. He's got a teammate loose if he can just get it to him. A slow bouncing kick couldn't.
Clever.
But a good little tap on. Running into an open goal. Ben Altus, kick around the corner. The Hells are on the board. 2-4-16 Pyramid Hill. Calivil United 8-8-56. Can the Dogs get it going? We've played 7 minutes. Gas and Cool scoreboard.
You can see the changes that they've made at half-time are really working. Rawnsley in the ruck in the first 5 minutes going fantastic. Gilchrist up forward has given them a good option. And now they're just starting to get a little bit of attack on the footy. They're still 7 goals down, but you can see the intensity's lifted for Pyramid Hill.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
They're winning the 50-50s across the park at the minute. And another couple, and all of a sudden it's a ball game again.
Chilcott and Altus, they've kicked 116, make that 117 goals between them now for season 2008, and they hold the key to this comeback of the Bulldogs in the second half. They've got the first one in the third quarter, and they just edge a little bit closer to Pyramid Hill. Doolan in the ruck against Rawnsley. Doolan wins it down. Calivil look to clear it, but Rawnsley does well. In and under the big fella. Eventually spills in the direction of the Demons though. Doolan can't get a kick on it, but it's taken away by Man. Man goes to the right half forward flank. Marking contest coming through is Richardson. He clears for Calivil. Goes by hand to Smith. Smith goes in turn. Series of handballs. They run it up to the half forward flank. Here, free kick advantage paid. Climo goes inside forward 50. Demio's the target. Mullins is back there in defence for Pyramid Hill. He does well. Puts the ball under the arm. Gets wrapped up. Handballs in towards James. James goes to centre wing. Not a great kick, but Bulldogs have got the numbers. Rawnsley does well with a toughie. Goes by hand to Orford. Orford looks up. He takes a bounce. Settles. Goes inside forward 50. The target up there's Chilcott. He can't take the mark. He turns his opponent inside out though in Ralph's. At ground level they throw themselves in. I think the boundary line will win out, and it will.
Couple of lazy attempted soccers there by Blake, secondly, and firstly by Doolan, the captain there, in the last couple of minutes. for
Yeah,
both
it's
for
pretty on.
Calivil.
Boys
Yeah.
have got to bend down and pick the footy up. You've got to want the footy, especially in the third quarter of the grand final.
Umpire sends it back into play, deep in the Dogs' attack. Can they get another one? A couple of punches there out near the line, looking to run onto it there is Ross Maxted, close to the boundary line. He's got it, got the footy though, and a little teammate there to give it off to. Up to the wing they go, looking for Demio. He's got 2 to beat. Doing well there. Mullins, umpires paid a free kick and advantage. Mullins, he goes inboard. He's got McLaughlin.
Oh.
McLaughlin gives it back to Mullins. Mullins runs inside 50. In fact, that's not Mullins, it's Fawcett. Fawcett goes long to the hotspot. Can they get something going? Calivil United's defence is under the pump, but they're up to it. Kick comes wide. Out there to Rory Doolan, the captain. He's got a bit of space. Might have a bounce. No, just goes long and direct to the wing. Sets his teammate a task. Got to beat 2. Arriving there for the Dogs, there's Tom White. Does well. Wins the footy in the air and at ground level. Goes inboard to McLaughlin by hand. McLaughlin goes wider. He's got a teammate on there in Necrotitis. Necrotitis goes high to the hotspot. It's all Calivil back there. They spoil each other. The Dogs on here. They've got to go and clean up their mess here. They can't. It's picked up there and snapped around the corner by Altus. Has he kicked it? He hasn't. Gilchrist has taken the mark there, and away they go again here. Calivil United. And they're up to half back. Umpire calls play on. And he's paid a free kick, in fact, and it's going to go to Calivil just on their defensive arc, and they'll get to clear the lines.
Stephen Dean will receive it. Left half-back flank. 8-8-56 Calivil. Pyramid Hill. 2 goals, 4, 16. So we've been playing 10.5 minutes, third term. Pyramid Hill have come out running. Big fly at the back there by Fawcett. He couldn't take the mark, though. Centre wing broadcasts out of side. And there will be a bounce eventually. Oh, he's going to ping him.
Oh.
So it'll be a free kick. It'll go Calivil's way. The man to take the free kick will be Hoare. Hoare goes to the right half, forward flank. They come out. Demio comes through. Sorry, it's not Demio. It's Manley. Manley swings around on his left foot, goes to the left half forward flank. Back there is White. He does well on hands and knees. Gives it by hand to James. James goes short. Not a good kick. Cut off by Andrew Fremantle. He gets around one. His handball's cut off in turn. Bulldogs stand up in defence. They've done well. It goes towards McLaughlin. McLaughlin goes to the outer side. Not a great kick, though. Doolan puts his body on the line for Calivil. There's been no free kick. Play on, says the umpire. So they go inside again to the Demons. The target up there is Demio. He falls over, though. At ground level, it's Gillett. He gets the handball away. Goes in the direction of Mullins. Mullins on the right half. Brave kick, goes across the ground. James has got a bit of work to do at ground level. They've got the numbers, the Bulldogs, if they can just sort it out. They're about 30 metres out from the Calivil goal. James does well. This is Gavin James, and he releases centre half back. Wills takes the mark.
Wills pointed where he wanted to kick, and he was able to do it. Hits the ground running, has a bounce, runs into the centre square now, high to half forward. Has he got someone to take a mark? No. At ground level, Calivil just knock it forward. That works okay. A little kick's okay to half forward too. Demio, he's been busy in this half. Is coming back onto the ground. Greaves with a bit of headgear on for Calivil United. Demio, inside 50. Can he hit a target? Ballick was the target, but floating across and taking a strong mark there for Calivil is Lee Hoare. He's been fantastic today as well. Coming from the side of the contest, it was directed at Ballick, and Horse drifted across and taken a strong mark, and we'll go back and have a crack at his first. And gee, I tell you what, Pyramid Hill have been pressing and pressing and pressing. It'll be disappointing if Calivil can convert for them here.
Yeah, they have, but it was disappointing by Wills before, as his centre half back and just with a high up and under the centre half forward. There was huge numbers back there for Calivil. They need to get it out into space, Pyramid Hill.
Hoare comes in 30 metres out, slide angle. You wouldn't think he'd have much problem with this, and he doesn't. He's slotted it. Calivil are 9-8. Pyramid Hill 2-4. We've played 13 minutes on the Fresh FM active scoreboard.
Yeah, really good play by Calvin, just to stem the flow. Fantastic mark by Hoare. I thought they probably could have used Greaves as he just come on just to flick it over the top and he was away. Fantastic mark in the goal square and a real reliable kick. That could be, you know, just to stop the flow. Pyramid Hill are definitely playing on at all costs, going through every free kick. They just get up and keep going. So that's a great goal by Calivil.
Yeah, great to see Greaves back on too. It was a courageous act to set up a goal in that second term, and he come off with the hands of the trainers. So it's resilient stuff, and Calivil United have showed plenty of that resilience today. Here they go again, the Demons. Smith takes it out of the centre, runs to centre half forward, goes in and hits the big man in Ballick, and he's taken the mark 30 metres out directly in front. and he will go back and kick for goal number 10.
If he puts this one through, this is definitely the first nail in the coffin for the Pyramid Hill Football Club. They've come out and played on at all costs. They've had a Fennicum crack for the first 5-8 minutes of this quarter. Haven't been able to capitalise on the scoreboard. They've had the shots. Calivil, on the other hand, are going to turn around and kick 2 goals in 1 minute.
So Nick Ballick for goal number 3. Goal number 10 for Calivil. He's done it. Good day at the office so far for him. He's kicked 3 goals, and Calivil United race away to 10 goals, 8-68. Pyramid Hill, 2 goals, 4-16. We've been playing 14 and a half minutes third term. Gas and Cool scoreboard.
As we just heard, Dale Alexander is officially now jumped off Pyramid Hill. He is back on the Calivil United bandwagon. I think we all are at this stage. They're playing some fantastic footy. Really good team effort footy.
Typical Essendon supporter. He fluctuates with every goal, does the ground producer, and no exception and no surprise to see him wavering there. Walked past before, told me Pyramid Hill were home after their last goal. Unbelievable. Back in the middle of the ground, umpire puts it back up in the air. Again, good work there by Lowry now into the ruck for Pyramid Hill. Couldn't find a teammate there at ground level, though. Umpire comes in, will do it again in the centre of Riverside Park. Pyramid Hill, only 2 goals, 4 so far in this grand final. They'll be bitterly disappointed. Pyramid Hill, they just can't seem to get it going. Calivil knock it forward. Fremantle picks up the footy. Hand pass across there to Greaves with a headgear. Runs to 50. Kick in board looking for Hoare. Got one hand to it. 2, couldn't quite bring it down. Shark there by Fawcett. He's got plenty of dash off half back. Has a bounce. Now just sets it up. Got a teammate there in Alfred. Good pass. Hits him up on centre wing there on the scoreboard side here of Riverside Park. Just shields his eyes from the sun. Sees what's on offer up the ground. They're pretty stale up there. Not much going on at all. He's had 3 stop-start goes out there. Umpire calls him to come on now. So he's just going to chip it up the line. Now he gets a teammate present. Tried to juggle the mark. Had it smashed away from him. Comes back to Alfred. Little underground hand pass is okay. Hits a teammate. But good pressure from Calivil. They smother the kick. Diving in there was Greaves. They get it going forward again here, Calivil United. Hand pass over the top there to Ross Maxted at half forward. Inboard with a pass is good. Spots up across there, Jay Climo. Climo squares it up. Got a teammate there who's just drifted down in Nicholas Manley. He's 55 from home, directly in front. Is he within range with the wind at his back, Torps?
Look, he can kick the footy, this lad. So, look, he's definitely in range from here.
He's standing in the centre of Riverside Park there. Got the old Richard Hadley run-up. The New Zealand pacer, not a New Zealand pace man, not the Carlton midfielder. In he comes, 55 out.
Ooh,
high kick, he's got onto it. It's a beautiful drop punt. It's got the carry. I think he's got it. He's standing in the middle of the park saying, how about that? I'll tell you how about that. Fantastic. 11-8-74. This is over. Pyramid Hill 2-4-16. Calivil will get 6 in a row.
I'm glad he got that goal because he's been fantastic in the forward line with his muscle today, has Manly.
He has. He's earlier on in the game, he probably threw it around a little bit too much, and he was on the borderline of going out of control, losing it. But look, Andy Fremantle is a smart man. Would have pulled him back in the line and said, "Look, I like your hard, tough work that you're doing. Don't cross that line where you're going to infringe the side in some difficult way." But he played well today. Good goal. As Thatcher comes off the ground, been injured, Thatcher. He's been out there hobbling, and look, his day's probably finished now.
Well, the minor premiers are in a lot of trouble now. They go forward again, do Calivil United through Richardson. He goes to centre half forward. Maxted does a bit of good work at ground level. Gives it in the Greaves direction. Just can't quite handle it. Otherwise, they were away than United. And there will be a bounce just outside 50. Calivil's end of the ground. 11-8, plays 2-4. 17 and a half minutes gone, third term. Loddon Valley Footy League 2008 Grand Final. History beckons, and it looks like it's going to go Calivil's way. Good bit of work in and under. Greaves comes through.
Oh, no.
A scrubby kick towards centre half forward. They're in here, Calivil. They're going to have a shot at goal. It's a high up and under from Demio. Goes to the right forward pocket. Target there was Climo. He couldn't quite take it. The Bulldogs have the defenders. They run it out through Fawcett. Runs himself into trouble almost as Fawcett. Gets the 1-2 back though. It's centre half back now. Into the centre of the ground. James is the target. Battling against him, Smith. Smith does well. He's won the ball at ground level. Runs to the left half forward flank. Target out. There's Ballick and he grabs it.
Super grab.
Oh, Nick Ballick.
Great.
Oh, he turned up in the grand final today. 3 goals already, kicking for number 4, and that was an absolute cracker of a grab.
Yeah, look, they don't come much better than that, that's for sure. He definitely had the jukes out. The jukes were working then. Yeah, that ball came in nice and hard and fast, and he just one grab, bang.
Yeah, full pace, didn't break stride, didn't try to slow up, just stuck him up. and they stuck like glue. So in he comes. He's got to kick it because his coach was free at centre forward waving, and he's happy. And he's kicked goal number 4. Well done, Nick Ballack. 12 goals, 8 Calivil. And Pyramid Hill just the 2 goals for 19 minutes gone, third term. Telstra Local Shop scoreboard.
Unfortunately, that could be the open of the floodgates, I believe. Well, they've kicked 4 goals in about 5 minutes, Cal United. Really on top in all areas now. I can't see Pyramid Hill putting up too much of a fight, which is disappointing for the minor premiers.
Yeah, look, it's not just it's disappointing for their supporters, their community, and look, they've dropped their heads. They dropped their heads before half time, and you can't win a grand final when you've got 18 blokes dropping their heads out on the ground.
Back in the middle of the park, umpire puts it back up again. Rawnsley does contest there, gets it down to ground level, knocking it forward. Glenn Richardson for Calivil United. Teammate wrapped up in a tackle there. Greaves slung to the ground. Umpire's lurking, going to ball it up. Secondary bounce in the middle of the park. Is it worth Andrew Fremantle considering just playing with 17 men in case there's a boundary line infringement and they do their points? Umpire balls it back up. We've seen everything here today, but we're going to see another Calivil United premiership. Heath Richardson gets the footy at ground level. Has a gallop, has a bounce, runs to 60,
Ballack.
puts it to the hot spot. Ballack in the box seat again!
Dukes are on fire in the third premiership quarter for Nick Ballack.
Well, he's already kicked one from that pocket. He's had a side. He'll go back, drill another, make it 5-5. Nick Ballack impressing himself on this contest. Could be looking at 2 medals around his neck the way he's going. The key forward who's bobbed up with 4 in the grand final, shooting at his 5th. Tucked up on the boundary line, 20 metres out. Well, as I said, he'd just slotted one from here. No reason why the man can't go back and show us how it's done again. He'll be looking to put this out on the netball courts through the big sticks. It's an action replay. Claps their hands together. Ballack's got 5. And Calivil United are home 13-8. Pyramid Hill 2-4. That's Suns causing on that scoreboard now. Terrible line of sight.
You've also got to realise Nick Ballack's only come back to the football club halfway through the year. He retired after the 2005 or 2006 season. So, look, they realised Calivil United that it was an area that they were lacking. Went out and enticed Ballack back from football. And look, it's paid dividends in the second half of the year, and it's certainly paid dividends today with Ballack getting 5. Nick would be, he's around 30, 31 years old at the moment, Nick. So, look, he's probably still got a couple of years of football in him, but he thought he'd had enough after his 3 or 4 flags.
Lowry up against Rawnsley in the centre. Lowry wins it down for Calivil. Players throw themselves in. And it's Rawnsley who ends up with the ball at the bottom of the pack, but there will be a secondary bounce. The Calivil team, they've just really flexed their muscles here today. The first 10 minutes of this third term, Bulldogs threw everything at United, but the Demons just had all the answers. Bulldogs go forward through McLaughlin, the centre half forward, but it's all Demons in defence. High up and under the centre wing now. Smith was the target. He couldn't quite take the mark though. Over the back was Jones. He gives the handball inboard and eventually gets it back. Gavin James goes by hand to Wills. Back to James now. They just can't break this pressure of Calivil, and he got one too high eventually. And fending off actually, so it'll be a Calivil free kick because the umpire is saying that he fended off and connected too high. So Heath Richardson has it, takes it to the right half forward flank. Andy Freo was the target, but he couldn't quite get it. Went over his head. Mullins leads the race to the boundary line. And he takes the ball and goes over 35 metres out, right half forward flank up Calivil's end. They lead 13 goals 8 to Pyramid Hill 2-4. 22.5 minutes gone, third term.
So umpire sends it back into play deep in Calivil's attack again. That's a long throw and goes right past there. Smashed forward there by Jay Climo. Looking to run onto the footy, Lloyd Maxted. Mullins in support. Maxted picks it up, screws it around the corner, misses to the left. 13 goals, 9 Calivil lead Pyramid Hill 2-4. 23 minutes played in this third term on the Telstra Local Shop scoreboard.
Gavin James with the kicking duties for the Bulldogs. Looking to just salvage something from this grand final. It's been a shocker for Pyramid Hill. They won't end this 58-year drought today and capture their first LVFL premiership. So, on the right half-back flank, Orford has it. Goes into the centre of the ground, makes Rawnsley do some work. Eventually drops what he should have taken.
Good
Richardson
hands.
with a sweeping handball to centre half forward for the Demons. Goes by hand to Climo. Climo gives it off to Demio. Kick falls short, and on the last line of defence, Tom White takes the mark.
White goes wide out to a teammate there in the pocket in Gillett. Gillett now just chips it back to a teammate. They go up towards Fawcett. Plucking it off though. Glenn Richardson runs to 50, squares it up. Demio unmarked. 35 out. Slight angle. A very gettable goal for Calivil United.
Fawcett just need to go harder than at that marking contest.
Yeah,
He did. He needed to have a fair income crack at it. And look, he's played well today, but he likes it when he can get out and run. He probably needs to look at that part of the game where if he's 50-50, he needs to go 100% at that football.
So Demio comes in, kicks on its way, looking to get himself on the score sheet for this afternoon. He's missed. They kicked a couple of irons in a row here, United. They're 13-10. 88, Pyramid Hill are 2-4-16, 24 minutes played. Match Bull Street scoreboard.
I tell you what, the conscience of the Loddon Valley Footy League, our man Torps, he tipped it earlier. Demio's not a great shot at goal, and he has not let you down all day, but played brilliant all the same as Aaron Demio. So, ball at centre half back now. Contest on. The Demons are a chance again. Free kick, whistle, and it will go the Bulldogs' way. So, centre half back. The man to take the ball will be Couchy. Couchy goes back to James. His kick's smothered, just a little bit casual there by Gavin James. Goes in hard, gets the free kick back. So too high, just Climo just caught him a bit high there.
Oh, good throw.
Yeah.
So Gavin James has the ball, left half back flank, goes to centre half back now. Rawnsley takes the mark. The ruckman in this second half, he's done all right too, Rawnsley. Could almost be 50. Play on, says the umpire.
Yeah, he was off.
Fawcett gets around one, gives the handball off and gets it back. Spills it, but eventually pings it through. Another 1-2, this time with Gilchrist. Goes to the right half forward flank. Player out there on the lead and taking a nice mark for the Bulldogs. Goes to the right half forward flank now. Orford's taken the mark. And he will look to drive Pyramid Hill inside forward 50 again. They haven't been in there for a while. In the direction of Chilcott. He can't quite take the mark. Defenders everywhere. Eventually spills back to Chilcott. Has a flying shot on goal, but just off target again. Three behinds to the name of Matthew Chilcott. And Pyramid Hill, they move on to 2 goals 5. Calivil, 13 goals 10. 26 minutes gone, third term.
One of these matchups in the second half that Pyramid Hill have made that I don't fully agree with myself is that Couchy's gone back and tagged Fremantle in the back pocket. Couchy was instrumental in the first half of football for Pyramid Hill, in and under and providing with that drive. I think they've lost a bit putting him back in the back pocket.
He was their main playmaker, wasn't he? Yeah, it's certainly not to their advantage.
Oh,
as,
the Pushka.
Blake goes long up the centre of the park there. A nice long kick there. Tell you what, lucky enough to be called to play on there, Evan Ralphs, who faked a little hand pass. Now they're up towards half forward. Front position, Andrew Fremantle. Might have got dragged off the footy. Coming up there, Fawcett. Hand pass inboard. Tried to hit up his teammate in James, but missed the target. Comes back to Fawcett. Tries to get a hand to the footy. Knocks it down to an opponent in Hall. Hall goes inside 50. Working back hard for the Dogs is James. Hand pass is okay. Releases a team. Up to half forward. Who's he got on up there? They get to the front of the contest. Might have got a free kick for over the shoulder. They have. It's in the hands up there of Adrian Alford at three-quarter time, and Calivil United 13-10 leading Pyramid Hill 2 goals 5. Well, it looks to be all over here, gents.
Yeah, without any doubt. I think it's just go through the motions, and unfortunately in the last quarter, I think Pyramid Hill have put the cue on the rack, so to speak. Calivil United, I would suggest, would like to win by a big margin, just to cap it right off.
All right, three-quarter time here from Riverside Park in the Loddon Valley Football League Grand Final, and it's a 71-point lead to Calivil United. The reigning champs look home. We'll take a break for season 2008. There's a siren, and we're underway in the final term. Can Pyramid Hill set themselves to win the last quarter? Calivil will win the flag. Up in ruck now goes Caleb Smith for Calivil, but at ground level it's Sharked, and going forward go Pyramid Hill. Hand pass into the path of Gavin James is good. Evades a tackle, runs to 45. Where has this been all day? He's just pushed it across the face. Gavin James has kicked it behind, and Pyramid Hill are 2-5-17, trailing, 2-6-18, trailing Calivil United 13-10-88.
Played well today, Gav James from Pyramid Hill. He's tried all day. He's had a fair income crack. Not much of him, but his slicky skills, he's been good.
Blake brings the ball back in for Calivil in the Smith direction. He can't take one. He probably should have. And it goes over the boundary line. Now to play right half back flank for United. So I think the message at three-quarter time would have been, soak it up, boys. This is history. 6 straight Calivil a while on their way. Greaves runs onto a loose ball. His handball is partially smothered though, and it goes over the boundary line for another boundary throw-in.
Look, there wouldn't be a better feeling for them at the moment at the Calivil United. Their flags they've won, they haven't been this far in front at three-quarter time. They can really enjoy this one in the last quarter now.
Yep, they set it up early with a lot of hard work. So Hoare and also Smith both jump for Calivil. It's going to fall the Bulldogs' way though as Rawnsley just paddles it in the direction of Brendan James. His handball though missed the target and it went over the boundary line and out of play for another ball in between centre wing and the left half forward flank for the Demons.
Didn't muck around there. The boundary umpire puts it back into play. Getting to the front there, Rawnsley for Pyramid Hill wins the tap down, but at ground level, Calivil United are up to the task. Kick in the direction of Ross Maxted. He runs out of space though. 20 metres around from where the initial ball in was. We'll have another one. Right on centre wing, scoreboard side of the ground. Again, quick throw in. Rawnsley there, works hard up there. Caleb Smith gets a tap down for Calivil United. Couldn't find a teammate at ground level, does his own work. Good work. Little 1-2 there with Ross Maxted. He's tied up on the boundary line, evades a tackle, pumps it inside 50. Pretty open down there. Big fly there by Manly. Couldn't get it down to couldn't take the mark, but got it down to Fremantle, who's working hard. Wrapped up in a tackle there and losing the footy there might have been Manly himself, and a free kick going back there to Pyramid Hill and playing on quickly. Might be Fawcett back there.
I think it's Mullins. Mullins goes to the left half back flank. It's Nikoritis. He's got the free kick. So Nikoritis now, he looks up further afield. He needs something. Oh, kicks it to a player in man that wasn't even ready for it. But they eventually turn it over. They go inside forward 50 again to Calivil through Demio. Wasn't a great kick though. Back there was Fawcett to chop it off. But throwing his body in hard there was Ballack. He's got 5 beside his name already and he's still trying. They run it away through the Bulldogs. They're centre half back now. Contest on. Smith throws himself in hard. Eventually it spills out in the direction of Maxted. Maxted fires towards goal. It's offline. It bounces short. And it goes over the boundary line out of play about 1 metre around from the left behind post.
One notable thing here for the Calivil United Football Club today has been their 1%ers. The amount of smothers that they've actually had today over that football and created themselves options down the ground has been instrumental.
Player down, just getting a bit of treatment there. Umpire sends it back into play. Working hard there. Chilcott knocks it down to a teammate and they're away. Close to the man down there, but it's okay. They avoid him. Kick into the centre of the ground, spots up Adrian Alford. Gee, our shadows look nice there. We're strapping young men. Dale might just want to turn and give himself a bit better profile. Gives it across there to the young fella there in Gavin James. Inside 50 they go. Looking there for Ben Altus. He couldn't win the footy at ground level. He's turned it over. Stephen Blake hand passes back to a teammate. Kick up to the wing. Good pass to Demio, who's floated down the ground. Umpire paid a free kick and advantage. It's with Demio. Goes up to half forward. Kick. Couchy was in good position. Got support from a teammate. Hand pass out there to Brad Fawcett. He gives it a bit of a run and dash.
Jeez, he's
there.
got some jets.
He has. He's banged 3 bounces down, run right across half back. Put the afterburners on and kicks it into the middle of the park and spots up Troy McLaughlin.
And it's Ballack for Calivil who's coming off. He's got 5 goals beside his name. And just injured himself in that last effort to
Might
smother.
be just a little bit of cramp for the old fella, I think.
They eventually go forward through McLaughlin. They're at centre forward now. The Dogs on hands and knees, flicking it out there. It looked like it was. I'm not sure who that was. Marciani, I think it was. Goes to the right forward pocket, picking it up and having a crack at him is Nikoritis. He's missed though. And Nikoritis just couldn't quite
They've done it all day,
finish.
Pyramid Hill. When the ball's been coming into the forward line, they've been very conscious of the Calivil United defenders coming from behind them. It's as if they've heard those footsteps and panicked a little bit. They haven't settled at all day.
So Blake entrusted with the kicking duties all day for Calivil United. Goes high to centre half back. Clean bowls an opposition player and lands in a nest of demons. Good hand pass there from Smith. Releases his teammate there in Maxted. He pops it over the top to his teammate running by and Richardson. They're up to half forward. It's with Manly. Dummies around his own teammate. Interesting. Runs to 50. Big kick to the hot spot. No one back there. It's all Pyramid Hill. It might go all the way. Oh. Good work getting back there. Brendan James takes a mark in the goal square and relief for the Bulldogs. Didn't think that was going to get the carry into the wind, but it very nearly did. And he chips it across to Gavin James in the back pocket.
Goes short. James takes the mark. He looks up. Loose player on. Goes in the direction of McLaughlin. Takes the mark on the right half back flank. What can they salvage in this last quarter, the Bulldogs? Marcassani takes the mark. Defensive side of centre wing. Goes into the centre of the ground. Got a bit of work to do there as Gilchrist. He does well. Goes to centre half forward with a sweeping handball. Spins around.
Yeah,
goes long from about It's a vacant goal square. Which way will it bounce? It bounces back into play and then across the boundary line for one behind. For a boundary throw in. So no further score added to Pyramid Hill. And Calivil, they are home and just enjoying this last quarter at the 6-minute mark. Fresh FM Active Football.
Deep in doggy land, umpire sends it back into play. Carmody jumps up there, couldn't get the tap down, wins the ball at ground level though, slips a hand pass out to a teammate who shrugs a couple of tackles. Kick high to the hot spot there from Altus. It's across the face and through for a behind for the Dogs. And they are impossible to read that scoreboard.
Good luck for that.
And
they're behind.
They're behind. They're going to lose the game, and that scoreboard you cannot read.
So Blake will bring it in for Calivil United. He does and goes to the skipper and Doolan. So Rory Doolan, he about 30 out from his defensive goal. Goes to the right half-back flank, gives Greaves a bit of work to do. Behind him's Orford. He battles well at ground level. Greaves follows up with a nice tackle. Spilled forward through Maxted. Clever play. He's opened it up for Greaves. Greaves takes it. Free kick advantage paid. He takes a bounce. Centre wing out of side of the ground. Takes a second. Runs to the right half forward flank. Goes high up and under. Mark taken by Maxted. Brilliant bit of play there. Lloyd Maxted takes the mark. And it was just so clever on half back there to release Greaves. And it ends up with Maxted, who goes short, lead on. Smith's the target, takes the mark.
Slowly leaving here at Riverside Oval. The Pyramid Farmers must have a bit to do up there this afternoon because there's not much happening here at the football at the moment for Pyramid Hill.
No.
Yep, I think they might go back to the drawing board, the Doggies. So in comes Smith now, slightly off target, one behind. So Calivil extend their lead by 1 point. They winning by a fair bit at the moment. Gas and Cool scoreboard. Fresh FM Active Football.
13-11 to 2 goals, 6 is the score. If you spend about 20 minutes looking at that scoreboard through binoculars, you can make it out. So we're up to the half back flank for Pyramid Hill there, and it's out of bounds for a throw-in. Umpires haven't been wasting any time sending the ball back into play. Here he goes. Good throw in there out to the ruckman. Hukel. Manley comes in over the top, knocks it down, trying to hit up Demio. Couldn't do so, but they've got player at ground level there. Feeds a hand pass out to Ross Maxted, who's going to play in his 77th premiership this afternoon for Calivil United. Kick inside 50. Got a teammate there who slips it out to Lloyd Maxted, and he's pushed it to the left. And Calivil United are 13-12. Leading Pyramid Hill at 2 goals, 6.
Oh, ball comes back into play. Lloyd Maxted chops it off. Goes with a handball in the direction of Rogers. Rogers runs to within about 15 and joins the party for Calivil. So Brock Rogers kicks the goal, and Calivil move on to 14 goals, 12, and they're leading to 2 goals, 6. Fresh FM Active Football. It's over, Torps.
Yeah, look, she's definitely all over now, mate. I think it was over a long, long time ago. And look, at Calivil United just slamming on the goals at will now. Pyramid have stopped. Their heads have dropped. They dropped before half time. And look, they're just providing all that run now, Calivil United. As you do, I suppose, when you're 13, 14 goals up in a grand final, and it's going to be your 6th one in a row. So it's only one-way street at the moment.
For sure, back in the centre of the park, umpire balls are back up, switching back into the ruck now. Sean Lowry for the eventual premiers here. Get another run in the ruck for the afternoon. Umpire decides he's going to come to this side of the contest and ball it up, so the sun is not in his eyes. Bounces it down. Lowry jumps up, does good work, gets it down to a teammate there, and they'll go forward again here. Calivil, though, working hard again. That man, Gavin James, for Pyramid Hill, he's certainly been good this afternoon. Ties it up in the middle of Riverside Park. Umpire doing that little lurching around, looking for the ball up, and he'll come in and do it all again. Centre of the ground, we haven't travelled anywhere. Maybe Calivil United pinched 1 metre there. Umpire balls it back up in the centre of the park. Lowry jumps early, beaten there by his opponent in Tom White. Couldn't find a teammate there at ground level, though. Headed for a tertiary bounce. Still centre Riverside Park. Now umpire lets it go. Pyramid Hill player eventually emerges with the footy and has his jumper ripped over his head. Might be James again, it is. He gets it out there to his teammate in Marcassani. He gives it further forward to Alford. Alford goes inside 50, trying to hit up Thatcher. At ground level, they're working hard. Pyramid Hill goes into the pocket there, leading out in the race of the ball. Carmody against his opponent, who just shovels it forward there in Evan Ralphs. He's got it outside defensive 50. Working hard again though, Carmody. Hand pass over the back, releases a teammate who runs to 40. High kick to the hot spot. 1-on-1 in the goal square. Might bounce through. Ooh. It has. No, behind the stick. One behind only off the boot there of Scott Mann. And they're 2-7 Pyramid Hill trailing Calivil United 14-12.
11 minutes gone, final term, quick kick in, goes in the Ralph's direction, he plays on quickly towards Blake, but he can't keep it in, and goes over the boundary line out of play. Boundary throw in left half forward flank, Dogs end of the arena, the end to which the gate is, where a lot of cars are starting to stream out of here at Riverside Park here at Newbridge. So from the boundary throw-in, taken away by Maxted, goes to centre wing. Greaves does well at ground level, releases Rogers. Rogers takes a bounce in the centre of the oval, goes to centre half forward now. Smith's the target, comes out, just judged it better on that occasion. Smith takes a nice mark just outside the 50. He goes long and strong to the top of the square. Back there, it looks like it's cleared everybody. No, just a fingernail on it in defence there for the Dogs was Couchy, and it goes through for one behind. So 14 goals, 13 Calivil, and Pyramid Hill 2 goals, 8.
He's going in the book.
Playing
He's
nearly
actually been
12
reported.
minutes.
It's been
final
reported.
term.
Richardson, Glenn Richardson's been reported out of all that.
Look, it takes a shine off the grand final. You've won 6 in a row, you're 14 goals up. There's really no need for that. If anything, if you expected it, you'd expect it to come from Pyramid Hill, not from Calivil United. Very, very disappointed, not just for himself, but his teammates and the football club in general there.
Well, there's nothing better than being on the ground when the siren goes, and
He's cost himself that.
Yeah, he's cost himself the chance to actually be on the ground. But at the end of the day, he's got the flag, and the Demons have got their 6th straight that they were going for. History.
Let's hope they don't replace him.
Yeah. Oh,
well, that could be it.
That's about the only thing that we haven't seen
we
today.
have seen everything today. I would not doubt it.
Couchy takes a resultant free kick, goes up towards Alford. Alford across half forward, was beaten from behind. Got a bit of support. Nice work from Necrotitis. Inside 50 with a little tumble punt. Tries to get his teammate there to work hard for him. He does enforce it. Hand passes back to a teammate there in McLaughlin.
Yeah,
McLaughlin sends it goalward. Good team goal, Pyramid Hill. And they've got their 3rd. They are now 3 goals, 8, trailing Calivil United 14-12. We've played 13 minutes. Telstra Local Shop scoreboard.
Fantastic team goal. It's exactly what they need. They need to kick 3. No, it's probably 2 or 3. Just get some sort of respectability. I spoke about it at 3/4 time about the word pride and what it means to certain people in the club. There may be retirees for Pyramid Hill after this game, so you want to try and send them out the best possible note you can.
Yeah, certainly, and look, they needed that, and they need, as you said, they've got to have some pride in themselves and the jumper and the community that they're representing today.
Lowry and White contesting the ruck. Lowry wins it down. Swooping onto loose balls, Rogers. Boys, he coming in the game in this last quarter. Handball wasn't a great one though. James just mops up nicely for the Bulldogs. Gavin James, that is. Goes to the right half forward flank. Spills past Nicoritis there at ground level. Battling hard there was Thatcher. He couldn't quite get it though. Calivil just stand up as they have all day. Short pass by Maxted. Goes in the direction of Climo. Climo releases Andy Freo, and Andy Fremantle just kicks it towards the boundary line.
Was that a
someone in the ground?
I think he was trying to get those kids off the ground, so I thought he'd kick the footy at him.
He had no play within 35 metres.
Boundary throw in left half forward flank, 45 metres around from the Calivil goal. 14-12, plays 3-8, 14 minutes gone, final term.
Umpire sends it back into play. White wins against Manly at ground level though. Getting his hands on the footy was Calivil United's Matthew Smith, but lost it. They kick it into the centre of the park there, Pyramid Hill, but it's marked through Sean Lowry. It's coming back again. High kick out wide there, trying to spot up a teammate. He's got support at ground level though from Brock Rogers. Rogers goes backwards to a teammate there in Heath Richardson. Back to Brock Rogers. Got a bit of work to do under the pump. Just tunnels it forward. Good work, but it comes unstuck. Troy McLaughlin across half back for Pyramid Hill. Kicks it wide to Gavin James. Probably been their best player on the ground. Takes a good mark and plays on quickly. James for Pyramid Hill goes up to half forward. Good kick. Alford gets his hands to the footy. If he can just win it, he's got support. Wins it at ground level. Goes all the way himself. A magnificent goal of the day. There's a highlight for the Pyramid Hill faithful. Good work from Gavin James and a nice finish from Adrian Alford. And Pyramid Hill are 4 goals, 8. Calivil United 14 goals, 12.
Spot on about Gavin James. I thought he's had a real good crack for 4 quarters for Pyramid Hill. Fantastic mark. Run and carry is what they were renowned for throughout the year, Pyramid Hill, and that's what the rewards they get, and a clever finish there by Adrian Alford.
Yeah, look, quality player, both of them, and Alford probably hasn't done a great deal throughout the day today, but as you mentioned, Gav James has been instrumental for for Pyramid Hill. He has been all year, and he's just one of those players that can run and create and set you up from half back, as he did just then.
And he just tries so hard as well. Every contest he goes near, he wants to win it. He's a great young player, is James. Bright future ahead. Lowry, the big man in the ruck, does a bit of work at ground level. Gives it towards Rogers. Rogers goes in the Maxted direction. Drives Calivil inside forward 50 now. Coming out to meet it. Running onto the ball is Demio at ground level. Flips back in the Maxted direction. He goes towards Climo. Climo runs through a couple. Gives it back to Demio. He's going to have a snap on his left. Bouncing across the face of goal and through for one behind. So 14-13 to 4 goals 8. 16 minutes gone, final term. Loddon Valley Football League 2008 Grand Final Day, and Calivil are about to close the deal on 6 straight flags.
Extraordinary as Daniel Mullins just waits for the footy to come back. He'll bring it into play. Going to go out to the scoreboard side of the ground, kick out there in the direction of Scott Mann. That's okay. He's under the pump. They might turn it over here. Working hard, Calivil right to the death. Putting the defence of Pyramid Hill under the pump. Mann goes back in, squirts out a little hand pass to a teammate who's immediately set upon. Calivil deep almost in red time in this game, and the pressure has not relented. Comes out to Lowry, high kick to the hot spot. Who can fly it there? Oh, a big fly, couldn't get the hands to it. At ground level, it's all Pyramid Hill, although the ball evades his teammate there with a shocking bounce. It might be mopped up there by Matthew Smith, although he's under the pump. Running onto it there is Fawcett.
Free kick coming back to Calivil. It was just silly there by White. He just held onto him for too long on that tackle.
And Matthew Smith will get the resultant free kick about 50 metres out directly in front. What's he got on offer in front of him? Goes in short. That's a nice pass, although it's plucked out of midair there by the Pyramid Hill defender close to the boundary line. Just pushed off the footy. Good work there by Jade Climo. He goes high to the hot spot. Who can row this at the front? There's a Maxted lurking. Of course, there's a Maxted lurking. And also we're down there, Climo. Hand pass back out there to a teammate. It's a Maxted. He goes back inboard to Lee Hoare. Umpire lets this go on as Pyramid Hill now look to clear from the defensive line. Hand pass out's okay. Puts Brendan James under a bit of pressure though, but he's up to it. Hand pass close to the line with Fawcett, and he's ushered over. We'll have a ball in on the half-forward flank for Calivil United, right in front of Adam Cornish from Lion Light Video.
Ball comes back into play very quickly. Lowry wins it down for Calivil. Handball off by Wills. Wills goes short in the direction of Fawcett. Fawcett goes into the centre of the ground, hits up James. Gavin James has it now, balks around the man on the mark. He's in the centre of Riverside Park here at Newbridge. Goes inside forward 50. The target up there is Chilcott. Running onto a loose ball is Orford. Can he get his second for the quarter? Yes, he can. So Adrian Orford, he's been admirable today. He's once again, Orford and James combining in the same play for a goal. And they just haven't had enough of that today, have the Bulldogs.
No, you're right there. They certainly haven't. Like Alfred, he's good football. He stood up in the last quarter, but look, you can't win a flag when you're 14 goals down in the last quarter. The young bloke needed to stand up in the first quarter and show glimpses of that. And if he had a kick 2 or 3 in the first quarter, it would have been a different story, although they would have lost their score anyway. But
yep. Whilst you're on a roll,
That's exactly
boys,
right.
who have been the better players for Pyramid Hill today?
Look, outstanding. He's had an instrumental game. He set him up. He's played forward, on ball. He's had a fair income crack all day. So Gav James would be the best player for Pyramid Hill today by a mile, just about.
Back in the centre of the ground, umpire balls are back up. Bit of a scrap, emerging with the footy. Demio gets it down to boot the ball pretty quick. Rolls out there to the wing. Climo, he's been good in the last quarter. Runs onto the footy. Kick in inside 40 now. Is going to be mopped up by Brock Rogers. He goes long to the goal square. It's bounced 10 metres out. It's dribbled just behind the stick for a behind. So another behind added to the Calivil United score. And that scoreboard is impossible to see.
Kick in from defence. It looks like it's running away out of defence is Nikoritis. Goes into the centre of the ground. Taking the mark was Marcasani. He's got it slightly defensive side of the centre of the ground. Goes in to centre half forward now. Target was James, Brendan James. He couldn't take the mark. At ground level, Dean did well. Went by hand in the Maxted direction. Releasing Manly out wide on the left half forward flank. Goes inside 450. Smith takes a mark. Brilliant kick by Manly. Great play, Calivil. They're a super side, the Demons. And they've got 6 cups to show for it in succession.
Created their own history here today, Calivil United Football Club, that's for sure. It's a mean feat, 6 in a row.
So Smith, to be the 8th goal kicker on the park, is going to drop short. Bulldogs have got the numbers back. Flying shot on goal by Calivil. but can't quite get it. Kick smothered and running away is Fawcett. Takes 2 bounces, runs it to the left half-back flank, takes a third, gets a Shepherd provided, goes short in the Gilchrist direction, drops an easy mark he should have taken. Doolan mops up for Calivil. They eventually work through hands and go inside forward 50 in the Manly direction. Back there is Mullins. He's wrapped up, holding the ball. Great pressure by the Calivil forwards. And Demio runs in and nails one. Oh, we've seen him have a number of shots at goal today. And Aaron Demio has become goal kicker today for Calivil. And they move on to 16 goals, 15 to 6 goals, 8. And we're at the 21-minute mark of the final term.
It was still a floater and she still got through. So that's
I was prepared to run out and tackle him myself just so that they could kick a goal. I wasn't happy with
Better
him.
players today for Calivil, boys?
For Calivil, oh, look, I thought Manly's been pretty good. The big fella across half forward's been pretty honest. Lloyd Maxted up half forward line's been solid also. Ballick for his 5 goals. Jacob Greaves had a fair bit of run. Lee Hoare showed glimpses in and out, taking some nice marks throughout the day. Probably throw a blanket over 4 or 5 of them.
Premiers in netball today in Loddon Valley netball. YCW the A grade, YCW the B grade. C grade to Inglewood, 17 and unders to Newbridge, and 15 and unders to Pyramid Hill. As Pyramid Hill, the footy side, go inside 50. Long kick to the hotspot. Can they get a mark there? Big fly down there from Carmen. He couldn't bring it down. Kick around the corners, out of bounds on the full, and they'll reload again.
And back in the centre on the ground from that centre ball up, Gavin James has been is in the hands of trainers. He looked pretty groggy and didn't get up, so not quite sure what happened there, but it doesn't look good for the young speedster from the Bulldogs. So Cal will have the ball now. Centre wing out of side of the ground. They've got a runner on in Matthew Smith. Smith goes with a sweeping handball out in the Blake direction. He can't quite take it though. Gets there on the bounce. Walks around one. Gives their handball back in the Smith direction. They've called for the stretcher now for young James, so it does not look good in the centre of the ground here. And they've stopped the play now as we speak, and the stretcher's coming out. So, gee, it's unfortunate. We're at the 22-minute mark of the final term. Gavin James is probably the best player on the ground for the Bulldogs. Battled hard. The poor kid's coming off with, looks like some type of injury.
Yeah, look, it's not a good way to finish your game, especially in the grand final when you're so far down. He's probably one bloke that can definitely hold his head up high for the Pyramid Hill Football Club today. And look, it's not good circumstances. He's going to be ended up carried off on the stretcher.
So let's have a quick look over what we've witnessed here today at Riverside Park. We've seen it all. At the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, there was a sickening clash between Brad Allen of Calivil United and Pyramid Hill's Ori Men. Both men were stretchered off in a bad way. We lost about 8 minutes of play. First quarter went for 39 minutes. Then we saw a send-off at the 35-minute mark of the first quarter. Travis Gillett was sent off for Pyramid Hill, their fullback. Then at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, there was a head count called, and Pyramid Hill, who had 3 behinds at the time, it was about 6 goals to about 3 behinds. Pyramid Hill got their points wiped because they had 18 men on, not 17, because of the sending off of Travis Gillett. And we've just seen it all happening. By half-time, it was a 48-point lead by Calivil. They dominated the first half, and they've gone on with it in the second half.
Yeah, look, they certainly have. And I touched on it earlier today. It'd be their centre line, their 2 wings and their centremen today. They're young blokes for Calivil. And look, Jacob Greaves have definitely stood up and provided phenomenal drive for Calivil United through that midfield today. And look, they were the young blokes that need to step up and give those older blokes a bit of a chop out, and they've done that quite well. And look, Pyramid, coming in today's game, they were definitely the side that provides the run and provides that attack on the footy, but Calivil have killed him in all aspects of football today. So.
And let's not forget, in amongst all that, Nick Ballick with a 5-goal effort. That's just sensational in the grand final.
Yeah, it certainly is. And certainly to come back midway through the season and then come out and kick 5 goals in the grand final, look, it'd be interesting to see whether he hangs the boots up again after probably 6 or 7 games. A great day today and 5 goals.
So, in the centre of Riverside Park here at Newbridge, in the closing minutes of the Loddon Valley Footy League Grand Final, Gavin James, the young Pyramid Hill player, he's still in the centre of the ground. He's about to get stretchered off. Got a heavy knock in the last centre ball up.
Just in regards to that, it's coming back that he's actually been driven into the ground after the tackle. So his head's been driven into the ground, his arms have been pinned. So they're just a little bit worried about his neck at the moment, and that's where they'd be putting him on the stretcher and placing the neck brace on him at the present moment.
And look, it's been a tough physical game, and Calivil United have just stood up in all quarters when it comes to physicality.
They certainly have, and look, they haven't really been renowned for being that physical over the last 5 or 6 years. But today they knew that they were playing against a side which is Pyramid Hill, and they have been renowned for coming out and being a hard, tough side. And look, it's probably may have been a question mark against Calivil today. They've come out all guns blazing and put that to rest, no doubt about that.
Yeah, so another long delay. It's been a long day out here at Riverside Park. And if it doesn't get to happen soon, we might have to cut this a little short to get into the QEO tonight, boys, for the preliminary final in Bendigo Football League action. Jock Clark, Phil Kerr will be amongst they're the callers. There'll be special commentators as well. Preliminary final day, the right to play Eaglehawk next week, Zach. Massive game on the Fresh FM tonight.
Well, it's going to be a huge one. Fresh FM will bring you all the action, but, Golden Square, they've been the surprise packets of the finals. They've just limped in somewhat in the second half of the season. And, boy, they were fantastic against South Bendigo last week. They've got the form on the board. Gisborne looked a little bit sluggish. And so it's going to be a red-hot game. And what a balmy evening it's going to be under the bright lights of the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Saturday night, it'll be a beautiful balmy evening, 20+ degrees, and it should be a big crowd there as well.
How can Golden Square beat Gisborne tonight?
Well, it's just a matter of their good players playing good footy, isn't it? They were great against South Bendigo last week. Both Carter boys were really good, and it's just they're going to have everything go right, one would think, but it's certainly not beyond them.
Well, we're about to get play back underway. It's between centre wing and the right half forward flank, up the slightly favouring the Calivil end of the goal. They go forward once again. Wills is in a battle there. They eventually just scrub it to centre half forward though. Coming through. Fresh area, almost did a hammy. A demi out ground level, goes in the Smith direction. He can't quite get a handle on it though. Running out of there nicely was Couchy, gets a handball through. Gilchrist is in there, but eventually Smith wins out for the Demons. Goes to the right half forward flank. The target out there was Rogers. He just taps it over in the direction of Hoare, but beaten at ground level by the Bulldogs. They're going to run it away. Gilchrist eventually ends up with it. Centre wing, outer side. He goes in board. It spills to Orford. Orford goes to the left half forward flank. He goes high and long inside forward 50 now. Coming out on a lead is Chilcott. And Chilcott, who we haven't seen a lot of today, is going to go back and at the 27.5-minute mark of the final quarter, try to register his first goal for the day.
Yeah, he's a lovely kicker of the football, Chilcott, but he just hasn't had the chance to kick it a great deal today.
So in he comes, it's going to drop short. Oh, it's all Pyramid Hill, and they've taken a mark a metre out. So it's a late consolation prize here to be kicked from the Bulldogs.
And Carmody that's marked it there, and it would have been interesting. I nearly marked it in the goal square, and the uppie still put him on an angle there.
Yeah, so Carmody comes in and puts it through for a goal. So he becomes just the 5th goal kicker of the game for the Bulldogs, and they move on to 7 goals, 8 to 16 goals, 15. And we've been playing 28.5 minutes final term.
Someone should just bring up the job of actually Lachlan Relves today on Chilcott. Chilcott's 60 goals for the year. I presume he won the league goal kicking.
No, he didn't actually win it. Haythorpe from Midiamo won it, but Chilcott comes second only by a few goals. So,
well, going into this game,
massive job.
Going into this game, Chilcott kicked 66 goals, Altus kicked 50, so 116 between them. Today, they've only kicked 1 goal between them.
Haven't been sided all day, the two players.
Back in the middle of the ground, and Calivil United go forward again through Doolan up to half forward. Good strong mark taken there. Hand pass fed in to Ross Maxted. The Glory Hunter loves a premiership, but just does the selfless thing. Chips over the top. Oh, they're all going to share it around. Chip it over the top here to Lee Hoare out in the pocket. Don't know if that was the ideal thing, but hey, the grand finals won. You're 16-15 leading 7-8.
You do what you want.
You can do what you want.
When you've won 6 straight.
You'll be doing what you want tonight in Calivil, no doubt about it, if you wear red and blue.
So, ball spinning back into play, left forward pocket for the Demons. Can they just ice this cake that they have made today? And a beautiful cake at that. Ball comes out of the pack, but it just tumbles over the boundary line once again for a boundary throw in about 30 metres, or 40 or 50 maybe, around from the Calivil goal.
They've just brought Nick Ballick back on. Do you think that maybe he might be hanging up the boots just to get that last feeling of premiership glory?
Well, he's going to end with 5 goals if he is. Ball comes back into play. Lowry fights hard after he plucked it down from the ruck. Slapped on by Maxted in the direction of Hoare. What can he do? Picks it up about 30 out directly in front. Handball off though. They throw their bodies into the Bulldogs defenders. They've done well to hold it up here. Umpire reluctant to whistle it. He does eventually, and there'll be a bounce about 15 metres out from the Calivil goal.
Premiers today in under-17s football. Bridgewater by 19 points over Newbridge. The reserve saw Calivil United beat Pyramid Hill by 38 points, and deep in this grand final for the seniors, and it's 16-15 Calivil, Pyramid Hill 7-8. Umpire balls it up 20 metres out from Calivil's goal. At ground level, they're trying to get their hands on the footy. Glenn Richardson couldn't quite do it. Plenty of players around the footy, all working hard. Comes out the back to Matthew Smith, dribbles a kick in towards goal, but it's through for a behind. 16-16 Calivil United leading 7-8 on the Rural Finance scoreboard. 30.5 minutes played.
Mullins brings it back in for the Bulldogs. White's the target. He takes the mark. They're running now. Pyramid Hill across half-back. Handball back in the direction of Couchy. Couchy runs into the centre of the ground and goes long to centre half forward, but Blake's back there. Spills one that he could have taken. He goes in at ground level now. Bulldogs have the numbers. Gilchrist brings it out. Goes by hand. It's in the direction of McLaughlin. Here eventually it goes back further to White. White goes to centre half forward. Bit of a nothing kick. Coming through for the Demons was Richardson. Heath Richardson on this occasion. Blake, a nice tackle applied on Marcassani that spills the Demons. Oh, the weight of numbers. They do it again off half-back. Doolan takes it away. Kicks to centre wing out of side. Maxted goes to the right half forward flank. Mark taken by Demio. No, it's not. It's dropped at ground level. Bulldogs have the numbers. Scott Manns goes in hard. Keeps it in the keeps it in from going out, goes with a high up and under, bit of a nothing kick, and under it there was Lowry. He couldn't take the mark. We're only moments away from history here at Riverside Park. Calivil will go forward once again. Loose player on, and it's Hoare who takes the mark 50 metres out, centre half forward for the Demons. He goes high, long and strong to the goal square. It looks like Ballick's there. Can't quite take the mark at ground level. Can he get number 6? No, he can't. Can Demio get number 2? He can't either. He missed from 8 metres out directly in front.
That's not the best kick going around.
Oh, but gee, he's been effective up forward today, as Demio. He has been sensational for Calivil, and the Bulldogs bring it back in.
Certainly done his job, and the target out there actually slipped over before it got to him there, and they're under the pump again. Inside come Calivil again. That's not a bad
Climo!
Climo's got into on the party. Brett Climo's got his first, and they are 17-17. Calivil United to 7-8 Pyramid Hill on the Eagle Hawk removal scoreboard. We have got to get out of here fast on Fresh FM Active Footy. How fast? Dale Alexander says faster than Weekend Hustler.
Bring back the mercy rule.
The mercy rule.
Well, look, I don't think Calivil want the mercy rule. They want this to continue on as long as they can. They're enjoying every minute of this. As we said, in their last 5 premierships, they haven't had any that have been huge. We haven't enjoyed it this much, particularly last year's game where they come from behind. So they will just be wrapped in this, the Demons, and they'll just soak it up for everything it's worth, and as they should. Out of the centre come the Bulldogs. Wills goes with a high up and under to centre half forward. A one-on-one back there. A bit of a push out. Blake will receive the free kick for the Demons.
So Blake been fantastic in defence today. Done very well. Square just chips it across the face of goal. Got a teammate on the far side of the ground. Not a bad kick received by Evan Ralphs. He goes out towards the boundary line there, trying to hit up his teammate in Climo. Goes over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw in. Half-back flank for Calivil United, who are going to make it 6 in a row in Loddon Valley Football League just in a couple of moments' time. Umpire puts it back into play. Centre wing they'll contest. Working hard at ground level there was Matthew Smith for Calivil. Couldn't get it going. Now coming forward was Gillett there for Pyramid Hill. Kick to half forward. What's on offer? Teammate comes up and presents. Traps the footy.
Ooh.
Might have got one high there. Wrapped up in a tackle.
It's
Altus, is it? With the footy 50 out. Umpire's going to come in and ball it up. Centre half forward for Pyramid Hill will have a ball up. They're pressing late stages Pyramid Hill here.
Late stages, 34 minutes gone in the final term. Centre half forward now for the Bulldogs. Coming through the pack was Carmody. Swings onto his left foot, goes inside forward 50. Chilcott's got a chance here. Bounces over his head though. Wasn't great delivery. Back there's Ralphs for Calivil. He's been solid in defence all day. Goes in the Smith direction. He takes a nice mark. He hits the ground running. Goes to centre wing out of side. They got loose players everywhere. Hoare takes the mark. About a metre in from the boundary line. Can the Demons snag another? They've got 17 beside their name already. Maxted takes the mark. Inboard. Goes back in the Hoare direction now. And there's the siren, and Calivil United continue the dominance of the Loddon Valley Football League since 2003 and remarkably win their 6th straight premiership.
17-7, Calivil United have defeated Pyramid Hill 7-8. We've got to do the bolt on behalf of myself, Travis Fitzgibbon, Zach Harvey, Darren Edmondson, Dale Alexander, Neil Torpy, and back in the studio, Margaret Lawrence. Thanks for your company during the Loddon Valley Football League this season. Premiers 2008, Calivil United. Usain Bolt.